wasn't late. I almost was. I was 5 seconds away from being late. But I wasn't. I was distracted by Spacefish and Call of Dragons. I had to, like, before I go, I had to make fun of all of them and the orc players and be like, how come all the orc players can't organize their cities? Hi Logitech, hi Air, hi Pixel. I'm just saying, Air. I'm just saying, all the orc players, they've just got a fucking pit, and it's just like all the little huts in the middle. Hi Lost One. The humans and elves, roads, organizations, districts. That's all I'm saying. Hi Kayla. That's just all I want to point out. I'm so mad, guys. Hi, Juice. I got on 10 minutes early today. What the hell? I'm just saying, Spacefish, you just have an orc pit. You literally just, like, all the huts in the middle, and it's like, you take your enemies and you throw them in the middle, and if they come out of the pit, they survive. The human players? Vlad's base is so pretty! Hi, Mixie. Where the bros at? They're all showing up early today. Time for a 30 angle treadmill. No, it only goes up to 12. We might have a friend joining us today. I mean, every day we might have a friend joining us, but today we might have Zoe and Beans joining us. They've been very nice to me, but they're a night owl. They literally wake up at like 5 p.m. or something ridiculous, do their stream stuff, and then stay up all night, and then go to bed like typically right when I'm starting. And so they said they're going to try and be here today. I don't think I saw them awake. So I'm like, they might be sleeping in. But it's one of those things where, on my end, they're just fucking always welcome. And so, Space. Hi, Zuby. Hi, Louie. We might see Zoe today. We might not. We'll see. We'll see. Hi, Flaming Gamer. I want to find a Breath of the Wild map. I want to do my exercises in a Breath of the Wild map, but they all fucking suck. And I think I know why. There is one really, really good Breath of the Wild map that has climbing and a Sheikah Slate on your hip that kind of fucks with, like, just being there for ambience and, like, atmosphere and doing exercises. Because it's just got this fucking Sheikah Slate on you the whole time, and it fucks with your vision and climbing. You can't click on your camera at all. But all the other maps are like, oh, this one is so good, I'm not even going to make one. So they're, like, half-assed. And it's just like, I hate this. I'm stalling. I need to exercise. I'm almost 11, Fish, if you're still here. You're probably focusing on your stream as you should be. But I'm almost 11. I've run out of speed scrolls. And I need like a hospital level 10, a wall level 10. It's like, holy shit. Eland, I'm so tired I can't get my work done in my classes. You need to find methods that work for you. For me, believe it or not, it was League of Legends. Hi, Archangel. I made note cards, and that was the hardest part. And then I would play League of Legends, just every day for the next week. And in between matches, I would just read through my note cards. Not even quiz myself, just be like, what is the genus species of the woodland frog? Turn it over, this and this. And I would just go through those note cards like 50 times. You read them 50 times, you fucking get through it. You're going to memorize that information. And so, make note cards and play video games. And just find something that's like happens every 20 minutes, every 30 minutes, that just gives you a reason to go through your note cards. So if it's Call of Duty, between matches. League of Legends, between matches. Just watch Sizzle videos or Bob Ross painting in bed. That doesn't help you study at all. That was my method. If you have that was studying, right? If you have actual work to do, find some game that's incredibly fucking tedious. Go through Spacefish's Call of Dragons sponsorship. And anytime they have you waiting, do your homework. Every time you die in a Souls game, that would work. You could play Elden Ring, play it on a very hard difficulty, and something you expect to die a lot in. Hi, Yoha. Did I say hi, Blank? I either did 10 seconds ago or I didn't at all. You get 2. Hi, Blank. Except I'm decent at Souls games, so I really... Well, yeah, I mean, if you set a challenge that's like, every time I die in this game, I'm going to study, and then you never die, you haven't accomplished anything. So it needs to be like, every time you pick up a material, you go through 2 flashcards, right? So if it's an Elden Ring, you come across flowers, you're just like, oh, shit. Flower, flower, flower. 6 flashcards. So, Yulin, I think I have time on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and Sundays, but I know you don't have time on Sundays. I have time on Sunday. Oh, no, I don't have time on Sundays. Alright. Yeah, today? Let's play today, then. Tired or sleepy? Sleepy. Nap 20 minutes. Mentally tired? Hill exercise. Oh, God. 20-minute naps actually work really well for me. And then there's a ton of people that are like, 20-minute naps don't work. I could never. And it's like, have you tried? No, I just know that I couldn't. Okay, well, go. Cool. Take a shot every time I pick up something in Elden? Yes. No! You can't do that. Okay, if you tried and it didn't work, okay, that's fair. But there's people that you're like, have you ever tried taking a 20-minute nap? And they're like, no, I could never do that. And it's like, okay, well, you didn't try. Damn, I'm just gonna sleep. Oh, so you're just weak-willed, Zuby. Gotcha. You gotta put your phone... The boy's awake. Hi, Zori. Rise and shine. I am pretty weak-willed, too. I am very weak-willed. I'm surprised you didn't know. Look, what helps me is putting my phone away from my bed. So if I wake up and my phone's across the room, if I have to take the covers off, go over to my phone, stop the alarm, and then go back, I'm just like, well, I'm fucking awake now. I tried a 20-minute nap. I failed. That was a good hour, though. Two, 3, 4, 5. I am just strong-willed against microtransactions. I mean, that's a good thing to be strong-willed against, I guess. You'll go a lot farther in life if you're strong-willed against staying in bed when you're not supposed to. Ow. I'm gonna send some pictures in the Discord, Ewan. Okay. Put them in neat stuff. You didn't send a request, did you, Zori? No. Oh. I have to be at such a fucking stupid angle to plank. What the fuck is Gyat? It's God, but with a heavy slang accent. So instead of goddamn, you say like goddamn. Yulin, you have a gat. It could also mean gat. I'm not sure. Damn, I just remembered I lost 13k runes at the end of Elden Ring last time. Sag. Hi, Global. We've done 20 seconds. So we're going to 11:40. Yeah. One more minute. It's only 13k. Ow. This is a bad blank day. It's hard from the get-go. Wonder if those any big knights dropped their weapons. Fuck. Hmm. 25. 20. Ow. Ow. 15. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. 0. Oh. Too many big nights in Elden Ring. Time to snap Yulin like a weak twig. What the fuck? There's some knight who are like 1 or 2 heads bigger than the other dudes. Hi, Pixel. Shit, why was blinking hard today? Core cannot save you now. I don't need Core to save me. I can take care of myself. Oh, I didn't turn the mask on for this one. Can I play from my hand? Nope. This video was so annoying to record. Hi, Sarah's. I cannot stress how annoying this was to record. They have plate armor. So in Elden Ring, the knights that Zuvi is talking about, they're just strong knights with halberds in Godric's castle. We get past Margit, and there's a lot of these guys with red cloaks. And then there's a lot of these like just dredge-looking guys that crawl. And there's just a few knights that are just like, oh, these guys are way more of a threat than everything else around here. Everything else, we can like 2 or 3 shot. You get the halberds and swords. Yeah, the last thing we fought, we came to a room with 2 of them. And I died like a bitch real early. And when I came back, Zuvi had killed one, and he died to the second one. And the second one had 1 hit left. And I was just like, magic missile! And he died. And I was like, damn, I'm so cool. I finished the fight. Did all the work. But yeah, this zone. This is the Ruby Sea. One of the first zones of Stormblood. Holy cow. Because this room... Hi, Cappy. Because this zone is just broken up by the ocean and a bunch of surrounding areas... it's like 9 different sections. You guys tell me if that's too loud. Hi, Smug. Yeah, I was wondering how the fuck you were gonna do Ruby C. Not as easily as the other zones. I sent the pictures, Mixie. I'll check them out later. If we toss core into lava, do we get cooked chicken wings? No, you're gonna overcook them. You're just going to incinerate them into ash. Ruby C because of the volcano? I guess? Kinda sick of this music because of fishing? Fair. Oh, I got the Lady Angel? What the fuck, you got the Lady Angel? Fuck you, Lost One! I keep getting the Guy Angel! I've got like 3 of him from my chests. Wait, were those pufferfish? Yeah, probably. But we're not gonna see any of those for a while, because now we're in the volcano part. So we're gonna see, like, lava crabs. And Naga. And fire elementals. I don't know, things just float in Final Fantasy. Hell's Lid. I think these crabs are cool. Just fucking look at them. Give me this as a mount. That does not seem like a usual place for pufferfish. Floating or not. Oh, you think that's concerning? Wait till you see the floating sharks. Those are what you really gotta look out for. Crabbing. Yeah. Oh, I want a drink. We're gonna see one sky shark. I got the shark mount from fishing. I want it really badly. I don't want to do fishing. So I haven't even gone to the fishing guild to like pick up fishing. Nice dumpy as always, Ewan. Thank you. Oh, I forgot my tracker. Welp, I am at the wall. Lost One. You have 1,000,000 speed up scrolls. Use all of them. Like, just fucking churn through them. Because you should be able to get to, like, level 7 just by speed scrolls. Fishing is just as good a chill thing. I don't get chilled out from fishing. I get stressed out. So, like, you are at level 7? Okay, good. I like fishing when it's extremely passive and I don't even have to, like, click on anything. In Stardew, I like crab pot fishing. I don't really like the standard fishing. I think it's well designed. I think Stardew has, like, the best fishing of any video game. But I personally don't like doing the fishing. I just know that everybody who does like fishing likes Stardew Valley fishing. But I just set down 200 crab pots. Just have your finger on catch button. That's still too active for me. Oh, no, no, no. Hi, Bits. Whenever I see a fishing minigame, I'm like, woo, baby, that's what it's all about. Woo-hoo. Oh, yeah. Impress it on the sound cue. I don't... There it is. That shark's a little too up out of the water for my taste. I hate Stardew fishing? Why? It's like the best fishing of any video game. That bussy drove him crazy, Ewan. Huh. You played it on remote play together? If you played it co-op, the fishing can be frustrating because it does something really weird with time. When you're solo, time stops when you're actually in the fishing window. So you actually have enough time to utilize fishing. In co-op, time doesn't stop. You need to run a mod that stops time when fishing so that you don't have this, like, I fished 4 times and it's 9 p.m. You want a fishing game that is like Monster Hunter, but it's fishing? That'd be neat. Oh, you had massive input delay? Yeah, that's gonna make it fucking awful. How is Stardew fishing? I see so much division over it, but I have no clue how it is. When do we get more Final Fantasy XIV core? That is a good question. That is a very good question. Slowly waking up? Take all the time you need, Zoe. So the way fishing works in Stardew Valley is each skill uses up a certain amount of stamina when you perform it. So you have like, hi Andy, you have like 100 points of energy, and when you fish, when you catch something, you'll use like 2 points of energy. As you level up, you'll use less energy when fishing. So if you were level 10 with fishing, you'd use 1 energy, which means you could literally do double the fishing. But the way the mechanics specifically work, you throw the line out, and when you catch a fish, you need to like press A to start it, and then you get this bar. The fish will go up and down in the bar based on what type of fish it is. And you need to like keep this green like highlight bar in the bar over the fish. So if the fish goes up, you need to move your green bar up over the fish. If the fish is going like this, you need to be matching it with your bar. And so typically early on, the easy fish are all like pretty chill. They might go up, then down, then up and down. They'll stay in a spot for a long time. When you start fishing, you get like a wooden fishing pole. And this thing kind of sucks. Once you get enough materials, you can make I think a gold fishing pole. And the thing about this is that you can put bait on it. And the baits do things like make it so that your green bar is bigger. Eventually you get the highest level fishing rod, which is the iridium fishing rod. And the great thing about this is that you can put tackle on it. And so bait and tackle are both... You see why it's so divisive? Yes. When you put tackle on it, you can do things like it becomes a little magnetic. So like when the fish goes up, it'll kind of drag your green cursor to it and make it easier to keep it on it. If you don't like dealing with this at all, you can use a bamboo training fishing rod. And the thing about this is you cannot apply bait and tackle to it, and you cannot catch rare qualities of fish. However, the green bar is fucking massive. So like, it's just fucking easy mode fishing, and you'll catch fish, and they might not be gold star or silver star quality. So you're not getting max profits for it, but it's just so much fucking easier. So if you don't like fishing, you just need to catch the different kinds of fish, you just use the training rod. And it makes your life so much easier. So like, if you enjoy the fishing minigame, so like Aiko fucking loves Stardew Fishing. He loves the bait and tackle, the actual game of it. He likes the challenge. It's the best thing ever for him. I dislike the challenge of it. I just want the goddamn fish. They have given me tools to make it so much easier, but cut my rewards. I think it's a perfect system. You go to the beach where you see the new villager fishing for the past 15 hours as they scarf down some seaweed, and then they turn to you to give you an egg out from their pocket. Your fondness for them grows. It does sound pretty cool. It's very lucrative. So it's one of the like best things you can do to earn money early on, and then it kind of falls off later. But there are things you can do to make it earn money. There's also like 10 legendary fish in the game that you need to catch them to complete certain quests, but they're fucking hard to capture. So most fish are not going up and down in the bar like this. The legendary fish, they might actually do that. I never got far in the game. I was gonna play with people, but I wanted to know the systems. I had just played Raft with them, and it was like, day one of Raft, I was literally just throwing the hook and collecting materials. I didn't know how to build anything. I didn't know how food worked. I didn't know how the satellites worked. People were just doing them. And so I was like, if I'm thirsty, I just get water from this, I guess, and I'm supposed to refill it. That was all I knew. It was like, I wasn't learning. People were just kind of taking care of me. And so I went and played Raft solo and learned all the systems. Because there's nothing I hate more than not understanding systems. Got any clay bowls? We then planned a Stardew Valley run. And I knew this is going to be exactly like Raft. I'm not going to know shit. I need to, like, not be a fucking burden. I need to know the system. So I went and made a solo playthrough. And that is all I did for 10 hours a day for 2 weeks. Yeland, I was named after the Chaos God. You deserve head pats. I'll take head pats from the Chaos God. 10 hours a day of Stardew for 2 weeks. Yeah. And, like, I talked to them. I was like, hey, I've been learning things. I feel like I have a pretty good handle on the game. What do I do with the golden walnuts on Ginger Island? I'm having trouble getting enough to unlock Mr. Q's base. And they were like, you just threw out 6 words. I don't know what those are. And I was like, what? And they were like, what's Ginger Islands? What's a golden walnut? Who is Mr. Q? Where is his base? And I was just like, oh, you haven't, oh, okay. I am farther than you, I take it. I see. There's an end game to Stardew Valley. There is more than just your quaint little village. You'll probably get there around year 2, maybe year 3. Probably year 3. But yeah, so... Did I just fuck up my tractor? No, we're good. What the fuck? Why didn't you walk up the tower on the ice? We're gonna do that in a different video, Ice. Endgame is making so much money that you don't know what to do with. See, I feel like no matter how much money I have, there's always something to do with it. I have so many buildings to upgrade. I have obelisks to make. I have totems to make. And it's just like, holy cow. And fishing is why I have explored the entirety of Ruby Sea. So yeah, Stardew Fishing, fucking fantastic. The Concerned 8, he has said he wants to expand on the skills even more. And there is a patch coming that is going to, like, enhance fucking everything. And it's like, oh shit! No release date, but good God am I excited for it. If that happens around stream 150 or stream 200, we are doing that for that stream. I'm just gonna fucking play Stardew Valley religiously. Stardew Valley's actually in a weird spot for me. Because it's one of those games that I fucking love it. I could actually play it like a daily and log in every day and, like, do a day of Stardew. The reason I don't is because I was planning a run with people. And I'm, like, too far in my solo run, and I haven't played it in a long time. I feel like I just want to restart. But I also feel like I can't restart because I don't want to get burnt out for that group play that has been on hold for 2 years. So it's like, what do I do? I say 2 years. That's an exaggeration. It's only been 1. Because I only played Stardew Valley a year ago. God, it feels like it was so long ago. It feels like I played Stardew Valley like 3 years ago. But I was in Missouri already when I did. Which is like, oh. Well, shit. That wasn't that long ago. Missouri? I forget what the point of this pool is. There's just this pool in this cave, and I think it just goes underwater. Just fishing? It's for hot, sexy pool time? Well, I don't think it's for hot, sexy pool time because there's no bottom. It goes down into the ocean. Washing your core? There's a bottom in it when you jump in? No, I'm pretty sure it just goes down into the ocean and like there's a cave underwater that goes into it, isn't there? At least I thought there was. You don't? Okay. Okay. I was just thinking, like, does Pixel play Final Fantasy? I don't remember now. Oh, mega lol, I don't play Final Fantasy. That's because you're trapped in nostalgia and just play your racing game from 20 years ago. Wait, Weir's here? This is the Kojin Island. You're gonna recognize it very soon, Blink. It's like on the east side of the map. To be fair, there's nothing like it anymore. I don't know, Pixel. I think there's plenty of racing games. I don't think a racing game is all that unique if you can drift in it. I kind of feel like that's just every racing game. They don't make games like they used to, Boomer. I played a lot of Cruisin' USA as a kid. And Extreme G Racing. Those were my two racing games growing up. A friend had Mario Kart, but I was like, this is a fucking cartoon. And then when I got to the GameCube, I played a lot of Double Dash. And I played a lot of Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U and Switch. I think I actually bought that game twice. Did I? I'm not sure if I did. I don't think I bought it on the Switch, actually. I think I just played it on the Wii U. Oh, shit, I might have. I only ever played Emerald on the Game Boy Advance. Is that a racing game? Huh? Fully upgraded bus was awesome. Well, oh wait, hold on. What game is the bus in? Because I'm like thinking of Mario Kart, Cruisin' USA, and Extreme G, and I don't remember a bus. Cruisin' USA? Shit, do I just not remember how the game worked? I don't even remember upgrading stuff. Oh god, I need to go look at the mechanics for Cruisin' USA. I just remember racing through cool places. I remember there was a water level where you literally went underwater. And there was an Egypt level where you're going around pyramids. Oh, Kirby Air Ride. I played a lot of Kirby Air Ride. I had Cruisin' USA and Cruisin' World. I don't think I had both. I want to say I had one of them. Well, I definitely had one of them. I just don't know which one. And at this point, I've sold them, so... Dessert bus? I do remember in Kirby Air Ride, they had a fucking washing machine as one of the stars. It was literally just this washing machine that you rode. You made me think of that. Desert bus, not dessert. The easy way to remember, you want less dessert, so you put, or you want less desert, so you put one S. You want more dessert, so you put the extra S. Dessert bussy? I still have both. Just my power brick for my N64 overheats and crashes the console. No. England is hard. Yeah. I remember growing up thinking, like, why doesn't everybody just know English? And then I saw, I think it was a play, and it was about immigrants coming over on a boat to New York, and a father was trying to learn English. And he was like, I hate this language. I'm looking out a window, or am I looking out a window? Am I walking down a winding road or a winding road? And I was just like, oh shit, that would be confusing. That's gotta suck ass to learn. And then you just start seeing all the inconsistencies in English, and you're just like, oh. This part was weird, because there's nothing that, like, sticks you to the bottom. Hi, non-dairy. England is hard. What did England see? I don't know. Trying to think of what makes English people hard made me think of AI making images of what women from around the world look like. And so it's like, this is what a woman from Croatia looks like, Russia, Sweden, Israel. They're all like smoking hot. It gets to the USA and they're like kind of chunky with colorful hair. And then it does like South Africa, Kenya, Brazil, and then it does England, and they're literally just a blueberry. Hi, Neil Linkster. There's a poem called The Chaos from the Early 20th Century by a Danish immigrant that really illustrates how bad it is. I don't remember the play I saw. I remember it was like 6th grade, and my school just went there on a field trip. Hi, Ramus. Oh. Stab, no stab. Just lewd down a little as you go. The problem with that blank is that if you touch the ground and you're looking down at all, you like stall out. You go from moving like 5 miles per hour to like 1. London equals stab. You know, actually, my friend was like, we need to go to the store. I need to go to the store to buy you English candies. And I was like, this sounds like a hassle. And he's like, yeah, we have to do it before your stream. And I was like, before my stream? And he's like, yeah, I'm not going to the store at night. I don't want to get stabbed. And I'm like, oh my god. Hi, Shere Khan. British. What kind of stabbing we talking here? By the sounds of it, not the good kind. This music is so intense. Big old short sword to the gut stab. Good lord, no! I mean, you are in a Beast Tribe home base. Technically, this isn't the Beast Tribe you work with. This is the ones that, like, will always hate you. You did just show up and kill their god, so understandable. Actually, that's a question about Beast Tribes. Does a beast tribe specifically refer to the ones that are nice to you and you can get reputation with? Or just non-humans? They're a beast tribe, just not the one you get along with? Okay, that kind of makes it seem like it's not human, so all Kojin are a beast tribe. It's a rusty short sword too? What the fuck, Kayla? No! When I thought of beast tribes, I thought it was just the ones that you got along with. I think what you're saying makes more sense, though. Just red or blue. Kojin is just TF2? Hold still? No. I'm not gonna hold still. I'm gonna fucking dodge. Oh. Speaking of TF2, which is something completely unrelated to TF2, but there's TFT, which is Teamfight Tactics. What a fucking jump. I was watching Zori play Pokemon Crown, I think 2 days ago, and I talked about it yesterday. Ew, League. No, we're not talking about League. We're talking about Auto Chess. Zori was playing Pokemon Crown, a ROM hack, and it is Auto Chess Teamfight Tactics with Pokemon. So you throw out like 6 Pokemon, and their typing gives you benefits. So it's like, if you have 2 flying Pokemon on your team, your Pokemon will get like 5% more agility. I don't know what agility does, but they get more of it. Auto Chess is just different game mode League. I don't think League of Legends even invented it, though. If you have 4 birds, I forget what they do. And if you have 5 flying Pokemon on your team, your Pokemon will all get 0.5 seconds of free movement and attacking at the start of the round before the enemy can. So if you have 5 birds, you get 2.5 seconds to attack before the enemy can attack. Come on, you don't need your spleen, Ewan. No, I do need it. But yeah, don't mind me just casually walking at the bottom of the ocean. I hated recording this. I hate going down here. It's not so bad looking at it now because I'm very much like, I see the VR chat world and then I see this little window with me walking in it. So it's not bothering me. But recording this last night, I was like, I don't like this. I didn't know you were Aquaman. It's not filled with the stuff you don't like, it's fine. It is stuff filled with the stuff I don't like. The water and lack of oxygen. I'm not scared of stuff in the water. I'm scared of Reaper Leviathans just because they're fucking scary. But I don't have like a phobia specifically of stuff in the water. I have a phobia of drowning. Which is being really deep in dark water, being in murky water where you can't see like stuff in the edges, or going under structures in water, so like going in a cave or going inside a sunken building. That's the stuff that really freaks me out. It makes sense why you're able to walk under the water. If I was a Pokemon trainer, I would have at least one water Pokemon that could always save me from water. Man, Yulin can't do the forest. Good God, no. That game has zombies. What about being underground in general? Oddly enough, Hosto, I've never thought about this, and I've never been scared of being underground. Even though that has the same, like, oh, that could get sealed off and you're just waiting to run out of oxygen. There's something that induces a lot more panic when it's underwater. Because if you're underground and, like, it gets sealed, you're gonna die in a few days. But if you were swimming in a cave and that got sealed, You're gone in 5 minutes. Have you been in like an underground mall? I have not been in a mall. I have actually been in a few caves. Yulin wants one water Vaporeon. I would look up whatever water Pokemon is best at like making an air bubble around its trainer and removing them from a dangerous situation. And that's the Pokemon I would get. There are no zombies in the forest? There are! I have literally seen the forest! Only monstrosities, you good? So put Yulin down the seafloor, the Challenger, the Deep Trench, 7 sound. Yes, I would freak the fuck out. Yeah, underwater is a quicker death than suffocating from being trapped deep in a cave. There's spiders in the forest? Fuck that. Oh, are you saying the spider Pokemon? No. That one's a little different. Like, established structures underground always make me feel very weird. No zombies, just cannibals. They looked pretty zombie-like. So you would say nope to going into a blue hole? Correct. Like, we just have to trust everything is going to be fine. Oh yeah, the cannibals too. Broken Shore. Well, where else would the spiders be if not the forest? Pretty fresh looking zombies. They're cannibals, not zombies. They had a lot of blood around their mouth and just all over their body. I don't know. Maybe it's been a few years. I remember watching like Banana Brea play it and being like, ugh, I don't want to deal with zombies. They eat people what you expect? I expect them to clean their fucking mouth. You can be a cannibal that hasn't eaten for 2 days and not have blood on your mouth. Cannibals with blood around their mouths? Yup, sounds right. I don't know. I feel like most people, tribal or not, don't like the feeling of something extra around their mouth and would just simply wash it off. Being bloody and being rotty are different. Enemies refer to cannibals and mutants in the forest. They're tribal. Yeah, see, like, I don't know. I feel like that's just a natural thing to like, oh, I've got something on my fucking lips. I want to get that off. Yulin, they are Redditors without access to the internet. These don't. There's a reason why. My dad was messaging me yesterday. He subscribed to the Fuck You in Particular subreddit. And they're doing a little joke where they just ban a lot of their users for 3 days. Because, haha, that's the subreddit, Fuck You in Particular. And so my dad got suspended for 3 days. And he messaged me like, they banned me from the subreddit. And I was like, okay. What'd you do? And he's like, I don't know. And he sends like the ban log of like why he was banned. And it doesn't give a reason. It just says like, hey, you've been suspended for 3 days. And so I go to their rules, and all of their rules are about posting. And then there's one, the first rule is don't be a dick. So I was like, well, you didn't post anything, Dad. So you must have been a dick to somebody. Stop being a dick online. He's like, I haven't posted there in 74 days. I was like, well, you point out which rule you broke, Dad. And he was like, no. I didn't deserve this. 9 hours till level 8. Yeah. I try to check it when I wake up and when I'm going to sleep last one. I was trying to do stuff before stream today. Started a 15-hour build, and I was like, well, that'll be done later. I developed this weird feeling whenever I'm in buildings and the ceiling is super far up. I went to a fishing shop, and the ceiling there is too tall and far up. Whenever I looked up, I felt some weird adrenaline, as if I was going to fall upward for some reason. No, it's not. It's the idea that it's natural to be clean, but it's not. It's not about cleanliness, Kayla. It's about irritation. If I feel something on my lips, which is a sensitive part of my body, I don't fucking want something on my lips. If I, like, chugged milk and spilt it all around my mouth, the first thing I want to do is wash that off. Vertigo? Holy shit, guys, tomorrow is the WoW Patch Day. Wash it off by chugging more milk? No. If you ate blood for 20 years, your mouth would become stained? It literally wouldn't. It literally would not. We like to think we will stay clean and right. Nope, that's a you feeling. I'm not saying they'd be clean. I'm not saying they're gonna like have a pristine bath, like voluptuous hair. Voluptuous isn't the right word. Luscious hair. What I am saying is, at least with their hands, they're gonna wipe the shit off their face. Some people don't care. I know some people don't care. But they're rare. You would not be able to wash it off? You would. You would literally just take your hand and just get most of it off. Voluptuous hair. No, I think voluptuous is like big and soft looking, so like voluptuous lips. To be frank, blood dries fast, so eventually it dusts off. Yeah, I don't think blood is gonna stain skin. It's more common than you think, Hewlin. You got some thick hair. I actually do have really, really thick hair, and I hate it. There is no benefit to it other than the hairdresser going, "Wow, you have some really thick hair. This makes it fucking annoying." Probably is me experiencing vertigo, but it's only in places where either the ceiling is really tall. Or it's an outdoor place where there's not much around. Eventually you need to drink water and it'd fall off. I feel like it would fall off without water. It would just like literally be dry and flaked and you could scratch it. It comes off. I don't know why I never felt that way before, and then recently, about a year ago, is when I started feeling that way. Well, they are cannibals who share an island with monsters made from people parts. I doubt they would care about a little blood after a while. Picture didn't happen. Looking straight up or down at something far away and feeling it. Can I? I'm switching between Chatterino and OBS too much. I'm going to have 2 windows up, which I've been scared to do because typically that crashes excess overlay. But excess overlay update. It's probably good for now. So, some things you just develop later in life. The contractor who was working on the house a year ago, he just woke up one night and staring at the ceiling, he felt incredibly nauseous, got a headache, ran over to the bathroom and puked. And then from then on, he like literally couldn't do his job because anytime he would look up, he would just get nauseous and want to puke and get a headache. And it was like, I'm a contractor installing showers in places. This is a problem. And he went to the doctor, and they gave him vertigo medicine for it, and it fixed him right up, thankfully. But like, he just literally just woke up one night, went to the bathroom and threw up, and he's like, oh, I can't look up anymore. As long as I'm not in a place where the ceiling is at a decent distance from the ground up, I'll be okay. But if it's really far up, I'm definitely going to feel uneasy. And the last thing a tribe of man-eaters who wears bones and whatnot of fresh persons is going to clean up. They're going to stay masses at war paint. Look, I don't disagree that they wouldn't stop cleaning it. They're going to look a little grody. I just think they looked a little too grody and zombie-like. From what it's been 3 years. I'm probably just remembering it wrong. Brain woke up and shows inconvenience. The closest I've had to that is I was watching a Foss stream. I had headphones on, and he went to a world called Heartbeat. And there's this big heart in the middle of the world. The closer you get to it, the just louder and more bassy this heartbeat gets. And he went right up to it. And I wasn't paying attention. I was literally like, I don't know, playing Stream Raiders or something. And just, I felt the loud thump of the heartbeat in my headphones. And I threw them up, ran over to the kitchen, and dry heaved for a minute. And since then, I can't hear heartbeats in video games. If I do, I just get nauseous, and I'm just like, I cannot fucking listen to this. Oh my god. I just want to throw up. Literally, just this one event just triggered it in me. And there's a lot of games that, like, they have heartbeats in them that I've played for hundreds of hours. And then I go back and play them, and I hear this heartbeat, and I'm just like, oh god, how did I ever stand this? What the fuck? I think there's a Legend of Zelda game. You typically have the blinking sound, the beeping at you if you're low on hearts, but there's one that actually has a heartbeat. I played through that whole game. And then going back to it, I'm like, I get sick from this heartbeat. What the fuck? It might honestly be vertigo that I've got. It kind of ruins a bit of my experience whenever I go to the beach. And I used to go to the pier of my local beach until a hurricane that passed through here destroyed it. But that weird vertigo feeling would kick in due to the thought of me being out in open ocean and being far away from land and just the open sky. I don't know, made me feel uneasy last time I went before it was destroyed by a hurricane. Fishing may actually be a bad idea in 14. Well, I'm wondering if Flaming Gamer would get any of these feelings from video game stuff. One fear I'll never want to be tested is in heights. That's why I'll never go out on a hot air balloon or a helicopter or skydive. Anything that involves being high up from the ground is a hell no, except airplanes to an extent. But it's still not a good feeling that sits with me. I've been going on airplanes since I was really, really young. So I never grew up with a fear of them. My first airplane ride, I was 3 or 4. And so I grew up to, whenever, and it's just, oh, I've been on airplanes so frequently enough that they just don't mean anything to me. It's the same as a car. And I would remember being very weirded out when people were 18, 19, going on our senior year trip. And they were shaking, they were nervous, they were oh, I've never been on a plane ride before. It's so scary, and I'm like, is it? Why? Because you occasionally get a heartbeat when you get certain buffs for 14? Oh, for me, okay. For ocean fishing, anyways. I mean, I can turn that down. In a game like Final Fantasy, like an MMO, they've got enough sound options that I can just, whatever's making the heartbeat, I can silence it. So you went to hit angle 12, and how to make the angle go up? Every $2, the angle goes up. So if you gift a sub, goes up 1, which is technically $5 for you. So gifting subs is the worst way to make the angle go up. A PayPal tip, $2 is 1 degree. 200 bits, 1 degree. My mom told me when I was younger, really young, she said anytime there was turbulence in a plane, I would laugh. Oh. Planes are fun when they start shaking. But then at some point growing up, I freaked the F out when the plane would take off or begin to land. Last time I got on a plane was in 2019. When was the last time I got on a plane? It was probably... Shit, when was it? It was probably pre-pandemic, so 2019. Yeah. I think 2019, I flew to Florida to hang out with my parents for Christmas. All that was pre-pandemic. After the pandemic, I just fucking stayed in my room, or in my apartment for 2 years. And then I drove up to Missouri. I don't think Euland is a Floridian. God, no. My parents bought a house in Florida. I was born in California, near Los Angeles. I moved to inner Los Angeles, North California, then to Lafayette in Colorado, between Denver and Boulder, then back to California in Fairfield, which is between San Francisco and Sacramento, and then to St. Louis, Missouri, then to Dallas, Texas, and then I got an apartment in Irving, Texas, which is really close to Dallas. And then I am back in Lake St. Louis, Missouri. No Florida manpower. No Florida manpower. Hi, Jan. Pretty sure some of y'all would have gotten that when I said a hurricane passed by and destroyed a pier here. Kayla is paying forward the gift sub they got from Lele to Icewinter. Kayla gifted 3 months of Tier 1 to Icewinter. Thank you, Kayla. That puts us at 3 degrees. I need a drink. Gonna be lurking? Okay. What are we at for distance-wise? We're already at 2 miles? Oh my god. A low surefire pain. I'll tell you right now, Kayla. I don't want to ham it up, but I do feel even like 1 to 2 degrees. If it's 0 the whole way, I don't even sweat. If it's like 2 degrees by the end, I sweat. When we get to like 8 degrees and up, if I do that for more than 2 miles, I am so sweaty that my arms have no friction. It is literally just, there is a liquid layer on my body. Hi, Ice. Yeah, Kayla wanted to increase my incline. Surely not specifically to make me suffer. I always sweat when going for like maybe 15 minutes. Alrighty, should be good in a few minutes. Hell yeah, Zoe. This fucking panda walking right into me. It was funny. I was watching Lofam play Terraria yesterday. And him and I were both talking about BlizzCon a lot. And he was going off on the races. Because at BlizzCon they announced they're adding Earthen Dwarves. Which is the 4th flavor of dwarf we've got. And it's so frustrating because, like, the races they're adding are just retextures of existing skeletons. But there's some races in World of Warcraft that are really, really cool. And they've got all the model work for them done. They just aren't adding them. But people want Naga. People want Arakoa. People want Centaurs. Centaurs would be hard to do. And people wanted Naga. Lofam and I really, really want Naga. The snake people. And they're like, here's your 4th flavor of dwarf. And we're just like, we don't fucking care. Fuck you. But then again, you seem to think my stride is fast. They're adding races? I mean, racism is like the pinnacle of any medieval fantasy setting. As I'm learning, Dungeons and Dragons is nothing but racism. I thought everybody would be hunky-dory when I played Baldur's Gate. Nope. Everybody hates Githyanki. Everybody hates Drow. Nobody likes Tieflings. People wanted Naga for like 2 decades now. They will never give Naga race. There is one last hope. So they announced the next 3 expansions. The War Within, Midnight, and The Last Titan. Midnight is going to be very Void God themed. It's going to be very much about old gods, Cthulhu stuff, corruption, mental insanity. And Nagas are very connected to that. And so there's a very slim chance, we get Naga in the expansion after the next one. The War Within, they going Warframe now? Yeah, kinda. So they're doing the World Soul Saga. In Legion, which was like 6 or 7 years ago, Azeroth got stabbed by a giant planet-sized sword. And we're being called by like some voice at the center of the Earth, or center of Azeroth, that's just like, help me! And so we're gonna go down into the Earth, and find out what's going on down there. There's going to be a lot of, like, Void God stuff, a lot of Titan stuff, Nerubians. Okay, you're unmuted now. I can see that I'm not muted, you little shit. Oh, you're talking about on your end. I thought you were saying, like, muted streamer. I'm sorry, Bits, I jumped the gun there. Gomen. The second expansion is going to be all old gods. It's called Midnight, so we know it's going to be Void God stuff. And then third expansion, The Last Titan. Maybe it's going to be more old god stuff. Maybe it's going to be Corrupted Titans. I don't know. I don't know if we're fighting Azeroth or protecting Azeroth. We do know that Azeroth's the last Titan, though. So we'll see when we get there. Yeah, BlizzCon, I don't know. Everybody's been saying it's the most disappointing BlizzCon ever, especially the people that went to BlizzCon. Apparently their line management was really bad. Their demos were really bad. People were saying the only demo they had to play was Overwatch 2. And the World of Warcraft Season of Discovery was for streamers only. No one went to BlizzCon. A lot of people went to BlizzCon. They didn't sell out. For the first time since having BlizzCon tickets, they didn't sell out. Normally they sell out in like minutes. But with this one, they just didn't sell out. And there were a lot of scalpers trying to resell the tickets for less than they actually bought them for, which is really funny. Fuck scalpers. They should just full send sell out. I'm really hoping they announce these 3 expansions, and that's it. After that, it's World of Warcraft 2. And they're just done with World of Warcraft, because I'm really hoping they're just like, we only take L's now, the writing's on the wall, let's just finish it. Let's just go out while we have somewhat decent numbers, instead of, like, trying to drag this out for a year and losing a lot of money. WoW 2 sounds fucking great. WoW 2 or just leaning into Classic Plus. I need a drink. WoW 2 sounded good after Cataclysm. I think WoW 2 sounded good after Legion. I think Legion should have ended with Sargeras stabbing the world, and then instead of the stupid bullshit of BFA, it should have just been a time skip. The story ends there, we don't deal with the Void Gods, but then WoW 2 is just 1,000 years in the future. The sword is still there. It's been, like, starting to crumble after 1,000 years. So in Vanilla WoW, you hit level 60. Burning Crusade, you hit 80. Wrath of the Lich King, you hit 90. Cataclysm, I think, was half. I think you went to 95. And then Mists of Pandaria, you went to 100. Warlords of Draenor 110. Legion 120. And after this, they were like, we need to squish the levels. And so instead of going to 130 for BFA, BFA was brought back down to 60. Does that sound right? I'd have to look up the stat squish again. I know the max level right now. Shit, what is the max level right now? It's either 60 or 70. Hi, Freya. At one point, max level was 120. And they were like, this is too fucking much. And they squished it down. I don't remember if they've squished it once or twice. What are we at? 300 calories? 2 miles? 2.4 miles? It's working, Kayla. I can feel sweat. TBC was 70, Wrath 80, Kata 85, Mop 90, Wad 100, Legion 110, BFA 120. Shadowlands was the squish to 60. Okay. The 3% angle will be your downfall. I'm pretty sure I can handle 3%. There have been times that Matthews comes up and he's like 5 minutes into the stream, he's just like, hey, here's 12. Go 12 degrees the whole time. And I'm like, fuck, man. And those days, I feel like I want to throw up. So yeah, they should have made WoW 2 before 100, in my opinion. It janks all the math, which makes sense for the complete skill remap. Well, so here's the thing. Math-wise, sure. But story-wise, I think it would have made way more sense to end after Legion non-dairy. Like, to end at Mop would have just been awful. Like, that was the start of the 3-part saga, the 4-part saga, with Garrosh. Garrosh was a problem in Kata. Or no, Garrosh was fine in Kata. A big problem in Mop. Died in BFA. No, died in WoD. But released Gul'dan. Which led to a shit ton of stuff happening in Legion. And I don't really know what happens after the Lich King. As long as a slight increase makes you more sore than normal, I'm happy with the bonus aside from giving ice 3 months. I greatly appreciate it, Kayla. I just passed 1,300 days in WoW. That's more days than me. Logitech, usually I'm the big WoW nerd that has the most days. I think I did the math yesterday. I was at like 775 days in WoW. 1,300 is many, many days. WoW nerds. You need to put a cringe mode after that, Bits. So many people keep asking me about Season of Discovery. LowFam in particular is like, we're playing it, right? And I'm like, fuck, I don't know, man. But I'm pretty sure that just every person that I know that plays WoW is like, fuck yeah, we're playing it. It's like, fuck, okay. Alright. I need a drink. Nerds are lick. Nerds are wild. They're very repressed, and then they go to a convention like Comic-Con or BlizzCon, and they're the first ones to go topless at the bar. And it's like, holy shit, chill the fuck out. True! I mean, maybe I shouldn't be the one talking, because that just sounds fun and like a grand old time. I think I'm a die. I hope die just means sleep in this case. Because no die. Damn calling me out. It does good. They're here. We are not alone.
You have to give me a bit because I will literally flub walking on this thing.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Do you have something to, like, rest a hand on while you're walking on it?
No.
Get something. Like, get a drawer, a dresser. You are 100% going to fall if you have a blindfold brick on your face and walk on a treadmill. That, or you're just going to be staring at your feet the whole time.
Well, I have something I can pull over, so give me a sec.
I highly, highly, highly recommend. I have a friend. Oh, I keep hitting my fucking tracker. I have a friend who, she got a standing treadmill because she saw me doing this, and she has fallen on it 10 fucking times, and I keep telling her, grab something to hold on to. And she's just like, no, it's fine. And then I watch her crumple 5 minutes later. Oh yeah, I'll be back in full body again soon? Hell yeah, bitch. Jokes, I'm the girl in the bar, just people watching. But yeah, it's Zorii. Zorii and Beans.
It's gonna take me a minute. I'm trying.
Ease into it. Because, like, I'll tell you right now, when I first did the treadmill stuff, it was like, I went a mile at 1 mile per hour, and I was like full sweaty, just like, oh god, I was more out of shape than I thought. I'll be in full body 3 months after I find a job. I cannot say this enough, Non-Dairy. You know the pipeline. RuneScape begging, Final Fantasy nightclubs, Quest 2, full package. I can help you with Part 4. I'll be the ram to your rem, and you'll have that money in a week. Gonna be lurking since I'm at the gym. Okay, Flaming Gamer. Get those gains. RuneScape beggings, that was a hell of a thing. You just gotta, like, make a girl character, ask people to send you, like, $2 at a time, $3 at a time, sell your feet pics real cheap, just get enough for the Final Fantasy sub. Then you can go to the nightclubs, let the e-boys get some, like, cute clothes for you. And then start ERPing at the nightclubs. You'll have enough money for a Quest 2 in no time. Once you got the Quest 2, then you can start doing VR chat debauchery. You'll get enough money for trackers and the rest of it pretty quickly. Once you've got the full package, then you got what you want. It's the pipeline, fishy. Just be a girl in Counter-Strike and get guys.
I think I finally have it, like... I think I finally have it set up.
You look like really, like, dainty and nervous, like, okay, we gotta go real careful.
Well, it's the first time I've done this in VR, I know. You know, just... I've had this walk pad for like a year and a half now.
Mm-hmm.
I used to do a little bit of walking with it, but I was like, God damn it.
Mm-hmm. I planned this for months before actually doing it. And then, like, literally day one of, like, trying it out, I put the headset on and I went, oh, fuck, I did not think of this problem. Just be a girl in Counter-Strike and get guys to buy you skins. I can help you sell them for real-world money. Yulin Forgotten, I have an index and just need trackers. Well, I was going through the whole pipeline. It's an educational stream, right? So I was helping everybody. Look, it's Fishy taking notes right there. Balance better. I used to make full-on set of armor and weapons up to below rune armor all the time on free-to-play server, free of charge. I ask what weapons they like and make it. What happened, Kayla? That is like the nicest thing I've ever heard of. And now you're like just a bully. What went wrong? Good Lord, Zoe.
So I was talking about this yesterday, but I have no idea how people get into WoW nowadays, because maybe it is new player friendly and I just don't realize it, but goddamn, I tried and I was like, I felt so excluded, so like I had to rush to level like 80 or whatever just to fucking like play with people. This is too much.
Of all MMOs, I think World of Warcraft has like the worst new player experience, because back in Classic, it took you like a year to get to max level. They didn't have guides. They didn't have like stream stuff making shit look cool. You might see a 180p video on YouTube that's like, oh, I want to get that someday. But you kind of had the understanding of, it's going to be years before I get that. I'm not going to log on to WoW and have that. Everybody kind of knew it was an endeavor. It took me a year to hit max level. And it was just like, it just took so long back then. And they have like done so well with their raids. Their raids have been such a high quality compared to other MMOs and just other games that they've leaned into that. But they've kind of just like forsaken the whole leveling process. Final Fantasy, people don't like this, though I think it's really good. They're a story game before they're an MMO. And so you make a character, you have to go through the story of each expansion. And you're going to out-level it, right? Go ahead.
But the things like tribal quests and stuff in Final Fantasy, like Eureka, Basha, all these other things, they sound so fucking cool, but it's now past that time when people will actually like do that content.
No.
So it's like, oh, I want to do that. But like nobody wants, like, I feel like nobody wants to do it. Or everyone's like, I hated that so much. So even that I'm starting to feel like a little bit left out on.
I feel like there's certain areas of it that you can find people doing it. It's just not as like, so like when something comes out in WoW, everybody's doing it. And then a year from now, not that many people are going to be doing it. But like when I went to Eureka, you can still find a group for it. And I didn't want to find a group. I was like literally beating groups off with a stick. Like, I just want to do this solo. I just want to do my logs. But there's people out at Eureka that are just like, we are running as a train and we want as many people as we can. There are, and Final Fantasy does a really good job of incentivizing old content. With the roulette system, it's like, that's a really cool system that keeps old dungeons useful.
Does WoW do that at all?
Not really,
or
no.
Just like cycle.
So with WoW, their dungeons still get used, their old content gets used, but not in a way that benefits old players. In WoW, you hit max level, you unlock mythic dungeons. And mythic dungeons are like, if you're familiar with Diablo 3 Greater Rifts, that exact same system. So like, it'll be a week where there's 8 mythic dungeons available, you go into them, and if you just go into them, they'll have like the seasonal affix, which is always there. Once you get to level 3, I think, maybe 4, they'll add another affix that changes on a week-to-week basis. So it'll be bolstering.
But you're just a little dungeon spammer, though, right?
You're just a little dungeon spammer. Typically, you do them with your group, but like, if you enjoyed running Diablo 3 with your 3 friends all day, every day, WoW is literally the perfect game for you now. If you enjoyed Diablo 3, you're playing World of Warcraft right now, because Mythic Dungeons is the exact same thing. There's 8 dungeons that you run, and you don't get to like freely pick and choose which one you do. Each person has a key to start a dungeon. So you might want to run Shadowmoon Burial Grounds, but you don't have a key for it in your group. And so this kind of makes it so that if there's one dungeon you really, really don't want to run, if the person who usually is putting in their key gets it, they're just like, my key's dead. We've got 4 other keys to choose from. And if you ran a ludicrous amount of these dungeons every week, eventually you're going to get to a point where all of you have it, and it's like, we got to get it out of the way. But like, you could also just be done for the week, because if you got to that point, it's probably like day 6 or 7. So they also don't have all dungeons available at all times. They only have 8 dungeons in the Mythic Cycle, and they typically come out with 8 in expansion. So like, there's dungeons from Burning Crusade that will eventually be in the Mythic Cycle, but there's some that are never going to be there. Whereas for Final Fantasy, you just queue up for roulette. You queue up for your roulette. You might get that dungeon, and you're like, I haven't seen this in a while. And it's not like a hard, infinitely scaling dungeon. It's just a good way to make veteran players and new players interact. I saw a video recently on the new player experience in WoW, and they made their character, and as they're going through the cutscene to like be shown this boat in front of them, there's literally a gold spammer on the boat in like putting a just paragraph message on their screen in a chat box, and the whole message is in Chinese. And so it's like, okay, that's probably not the first thing you want somebody to see 10 seconds into the game. And just, they have, I don't want to say a good story, a decent enough story, a very long, complex story, that if you get into it, even with its low points, you will find interesting. But they don't make you go through it bit by bit. They don't start you at the first expansion to the base game to first expansion to 2nd, 3rd, 4th, all the way to the 10th. They start you with the 8th expansion. You just do the 8th expansion's story. And in the next expansion, they're changing it so that the 10th expansion will be where you start. But it's just like, if you care about the story, you're going to the wiki.
You get screwed.
you're going to the wiki. You're going to YouTube. Here's the other thing that drives me nuts. There's no good YouTube channel to go through the story. There's a few guys. So this is a big opportunity if anybody is way into WoW lore and like can make a YouTube video out of this. The best guy doesn't understand that you cannot show these lore videos to people that have not played WoW. If you go to his video about where does it all start, he goes, in the beginning, there was Sargeras the Titan, and he rebelled against the Pantheon, and he corrupted Archimonde and killed Jaden, but Velen was strong. And it's like, okay, you just threw out 7 names in 10 seconds, and I don't know what the fuck any of those things are. And so it's like, that's the main YouTube guy for WoW lore. I don't know if you're that familiar with Destiny, but they have a guy named Byf who does fucking incredible videos that perfectly explain it. It makes me so jealous of Destiny. Because if you want to get into Destiny lore, you can just watch Byf, and you'll get all of it. WoW just... The only way to, like, get the... Hi, Carface. The only way to get the entirety of WoW lore is to, literally just go through the WoW wiki. Final Fantasy, they make you go through it all. And so...
It helps a lot, and it's like it's exciting to play through this story for Final Fantasy. It's not just like, oh, it's another fetch quest. I mean, that happens sometimes, but it's just like, you know, every single time there's a cutscene, you're like, oh my god, who's gonna die? Who's gonna survive? You know, it's like watching Game of Thrones, kind of, I guess, or something like along those lines.
Who's gonna die? Who's gonna survive? How is Y'shtola gonna come back to life this time? There is a WoW lore guy, Ice. I just don't think he's good. Because he doesn't understand you can't show his videos to new people. I tried to bring Core through his videos, and he throws out names that if you've played WoW, you recognize them all. You're like, oh, okay, this guy's from the beginning, cool. This guy was there. I didn't know he was involved. But if somebody's unfamiliar, if somebody hasn't been playing from Classic to Dragonflight, they're just not going to know these names. And this guy is just throwing them fucking out, and it's a storytelling, but it's not like an explanation. And that's the main WoW lore guy. There is a pretty good guy for Final Fantasy that does recap videos. I think it's actually like the comic historian. He just said, I'm going to do Final Fantasy recaps. And those are pretty good. But there's nobody that's like Byf for WoW. At least that I know of. And there's the only reason to go through each expansion story is for achievements. They have an achievement that's like, you did all the lore of all these expansion, you get the title The Seeker. Most people are not doing that. That is a massive endeavor to go through 20 years of story. That is a I have the summer off type of deal. You can't even see the whole story in WoW anymore. Because in their third expansion, they remade all the old zones. They had the old classic zones and they just redid them all. And so they're gone. You can't go do a lot of the stories. They have been like, a dragon flew over them, caused a bunch of damage. And you do the stories of like those finished classic stories dealing with new problems. And if you never played classic, a lot of it's just lost on you. A big story in the Barrens was this orc named Mankrik. His wife, his farm was attacked by shit. What are they? Razorfen or whatever the Quillboars. They were attacked by the Quillboars, and his wife is fucking dead. And he talks about, go kill Quillboars. I hate them so much. Go find my wife. You can find his wife. She's dead. There's not really a quest to resolve it. You kind of just don't tell him you found his dead wife. In Kata, he's just angry at Quillboars. He's like, they took everything from me, and I'm going to not rest until they're all dead. And like, if the new player sees that, they're just like, what'd they take from you? Everything. Okay, but what is everything? And the veteran players that were playing Classic are sitting there like, dude, his wife. The Quillboars killed his wife, obviously. And that's shit for a new player.
I learned more WoW lore playing Hearthstone, I think. 'Cause I played that game over the course of maybe since it released. Like, I know exactly who Mankrik is. I know exactly his situation with his wife, and it's just like only because of Hearthstone, not because of any like lore videos or anything. So maybe Hearthstone is the secret like lore guy.
Oh my god, that'd be so funny. You see a good number of lore YouTubers from picking up. There might be a lot of them. I actually expect there to be a lot of them. Because I know there's more than just it's like Entorus or whatever his name. Who's the one with that starts with an A, Ice? That's the main guy. That is the main WoW lore guy. And I think he's bad at it. I learned WoW lore here. Okay.
I learned more here myself in like 10 minutes than probably anywhere else.
Somebody in your chat said they played from Classic, and I was literally typing out a joke that makes fun of Classic players. Starts with an A, just an A. I want to say it's like A-N or A-L. But I almost said in your chat, how do you know if somebody played Classic WoW? Don't worry. They will fucking tell you. They will always tell you. And I am so guilty of this.
I play Classic WoW.
And so, like, I was literally...
I played it for, like, a week.
I was literally typing it into your chat, and one of your viewers is like, I've been playing since Classic, so I'm pretty... I was like, oh, I'm gonna just delete this joke. Never mind. That's just gonna seem like I'm coming at this guy.
Roast him. Roast him.
Sometimes I'm like, they could take it. They seem chill. And sometimes I'm just like, this is literally the first time I've ever seen this person talk. We're just gonna hold the backspace for a bit. That was a moment to instantly press enter as he wrote. If I had it would have been really funny if I put that in and it was like, his line was under mine. So like I said that and then he said it. It's just like, well, that would have looked really bad. Aethelarius? Maybe? Look up like entire history of WoW Ice and see if there's any other A names. It might be. I don't think that's it. Playing since 06. Logitech has more hours in WoW than me. He has 1,300 days in WoW, I think he said, when I have like 775.
Logitech if it was actually MapleStory instead.
I have a MapleStory friend. At one point, they were #1 rank in the world for MapleStory. And we were trying to plan raids with them. And they were like, I can only do Wednesdays. Tuesday is MapleStory boss clearing. Thursday is MapleStory boss clearing. Friday is MapleStory boss clearing. And it was just like 6 of the 7 days of the week was just, I'm playing MapleStory.
So boring, though. The mechanics only recently got good.
I do not disagree.
It's just a DPS check.
I do not disagree. I look at
Actually, it's a DPS flex. It's not even a check.
How long was the video? I don't remember if it was like an hour or 4 hours, Ice. You're not getting any other A names? This is going to drive me Ice. I'm going to look it up later and find them for you. I don't like this guy's videos. It's like... He does a weird inflection with his voice, Ice. He will talk like this and go up and down at very weird points in his inflections. And then the burning leaves. He talks like that, and I'm like, some people love it, and I'm just here like, I just want the fucking story. This is distracting. It might be Aethelarius. I just haven't seen it in a while. I know I can't show... I want to bring Core through the WoW lore, and I just have not found a good channel that goes over everything. Oh my god. I want Core to do so many games, but she's so just like a fucking dog chasing squirrels. Oh, this indie game came out. Oh, a Destiny patch. And it's just like,
God, I'm like that. Like, the things are running around in your screen, and that even, like, I keep thinking, like, oh shit, it's something else. That's how bad I'm scroll brain.
Dude, I tried to find a Breath of the Wild map, because I wanted to be there for today. But, like, there's one really, really good Breath of the Wild map in VRChat, but it has climbing and a Sheikah Slate at your hip. And so, like...
Oh, yeah.
It's not really good for, like, standing here. Yeah, and, like... Because of the climbing, it's really hard to click on anything with excess overlay or your camera. And so it's just like, I can't use this map. But like, all the other maps in VRChat that are the Great Plateau are like, well, that one's so good, I'm not even going to try. So like, there's one that's the Great Temple, and it's just surrounded by forest. They didn't get anything else of the plateau around it. And it's like, man, I hate this. Okay, so it's not Aethelarius because it's only just cutscenes. Destiny might die. Insert meme of the 3 guys about to be hung first time. I have heard Destiny is gonna die for the last 5 years, Kayla. And
I used to fucking love that game too, though. It's like, what even happened all of a sudden?
Well,
it's like, it was really popping off when it came out, but like, all I hear now is like the last 5 years is just...
I feel like Destiny just has this weird, really loud vocal angry minority. Because if you look at their numbers, it's just going up. Like, Destiny was beloved and people liked it, and Destiny 2 came out and it sank down and people hated it. But then its numbers just go up and up and up over the last 5 years. Like, the actual player base for Destiny, there's a lot of them. There's a fuck ton of people playing Destiny 2. But the only ones you ever hear are the ones that are like, man, I fucking hate Destiny 2. Destiny was so good. It's uncanny how passionate Destiny players are. Because 1, they're very quick to talk about Destiny and how much they used to love the game. And 2, they're very quick to tell you why they don't play it anymore. And I've been fucking converted by Core because she talks about this a lot. She is so fucking tired of hearing why people quit Destiny. Because she loves Destiny. And people feel like they have to justify to her why they quit Destiny. And she's just like, I don't care. You weren't having fun. I don't care. Their revenue is down 45% this year. That I do believe.
Even after they brought Cade back?
I hate it when characters come back. I hate it so much. Cade's death was so meaningful, and like, people love that character. And that's why it hit really, really hard. And I think that's fucking good in a game. And when they come back, it's like, why? Don't do that.
I love that expansion so much too. I was like, I think that's the last one I truly played. And I was like, damn, that was a good note to end on.
They canned 8% of all staff.
There's nothing else after that.
But that's just every company, Kayla. Like, every company does massive layoffs like that. World of Warcraft is super fucking guilty of bringing characters back. Because they had Warcraft 1, 2, and 3. And World of Warcraft and the two first expansions were... Actually, the first 3 expansions were built on, hey, remember this big bad from Warcraft 2 or from Warcraft 3? You're gonna fight him in World of Warcraft now. And then they realized, after 3 expansions of that, they were just like, oh, we're gonna run out of guys to bring back and kill. And so they started newer stories. And they did an expansion where you literally go back in time 30 years to fight all these like war chiefs that died in Warcraft 2. And it was immediately the fucking worst expansion ever. And then they brought back Shadowlands, which wasn't going back in time, but it was like going to the realm of death, where all these bad guys that you've killed before, you're gonna fight them again in their afterlives. And it's like, oh my god, stop. I don't want to fight Arthas for the 3rd time, please. They fired a good chunk of D2's dev staff, so they did a self-inflicted wound. I don't disagree that, sweeping layoffs are not good. As much as I dislike Nintendo lately, it was super fucking cool of them when they were like, we had our worst fiscal year ever, so our CEO is taking a pay cut, we're not firing anybody. That's fucking rad. A lot of other stuff Nintendo does is fucking annoying, but like, when a company does that, it's like, that's fucking cool. Whereas now, companies are just so ready to be like, we can save money by just cutting 10-20% of the people. It sucks, but the video game industry has just always been like that. It's unneeded layoffs. I know, but that's just the video game industry. 10-15 years ago, it used to be like, hey, we're making Assassin's Creed 2. We made the game, and now every single developer is fired. Just all of them. Just hire 800 people, fire them. We're making Assassin's Creed 3. Call those numbers. Let's get them back in the studio. And it's like, the video game industry has never been the most stable job market. For certain people, it was. At certain companies, it was. But for the vast majority, it's a shit show. People with experience need more money, so better fire people.
The second they start firing people anyways, they just outsource stuff and just start reusing assets. So it's definitely the consumer who gets double fucked, because it's like they're not adding anything new. They're just like, hey, here's the same exact thing, just maybe slightly prettier, or like a different shader just to look different. So
I don't disagree.
A lot of the time, it's just like, it doesn't help.
It doesn't help us. But it's not about us. It's about the bottom line and executives and investors making as much as possible. It's depressing. I wish we could all go back to being 7 years old and playing things like Ocarina of Time and thinking video game was the magic land of dream makers, but it sucks. It sucks ass for us. It sucks ass for employees. and shitlords like Bobby Kotick just walk away with millions. I'm not accusing anyone of insider trading, but... oh no. Game dev is a passion trade. Many of them would be doing more money in other places. Oh, 100%. And passion trades... it's so depressing when it's like teaching. A lot of people want to teach children. A lot of people like teaching. A lot of people like children. Combining the two, it's a dream job for many, many people.
Pays like shit, though.
It pays like shit, though, because they know, oh, you're doing this because you want to. You'll do this even if we pay you dirt and tell you to say thank you to us. And there's people who like, man, yeah. And it burns them out. It makes teaching just incredibly difficult and frustrating. It takes that passion and just fucking ends it for so many people. Germany, apparently they don't do this anymore. They used to pay their teachers like doctors. It made it competitive. And it made it very highly skilled and, like, effective. And now, we've got fucking 7th graders that can't read. And that's not all because of teachers, but... I mean, teachers don't get the support they need, so it's fucking hard for them. It's when they try to hire or rehire and nobody wants to work for you. Cite stupid layoffs. No shit, Sherlock. Well, here's the thing. Nobody wants to work for them, Kayla. But starvation and homelessness are great motivators. And so, if you've been laid off by a company, and you're just fucking fuming at them because they just fucking betrayed you. Hi, Gail. What do you do? If you've been applying to jobs, you've gotten 60 rejections, the old company that dicked you is like, hey, we're working on a new game, want to come back? If your options are, yes, I need the money, I will come back, or, no, fuck you. I'm gonna go work at McDonald's and move out of my apartment and have to move into a shittier apartment with roommates. Most people are just gonna fucking grit their teeth. Hi, Kumi. Kumi, what type of bird are you? I was arguing with Lost One about this. Are you just generic harpy, or is there a bird species harpy? I'm an outlier, Yulin. That's a hell no for me. You're the same as me, Kayla. Because I said the same thing. Harpy eagle? But there is a bird species. Okay. Thank you, Thank you, Kumi. Take that, Lost One. I don't know, man. MCD in Cali is about to start its workers at 20 an hour. Which I don't like that idea of.
The one with the funny head feathers.
I mean, the one with the funny head. That's great. Exhibits that's in Cali. That's probably not enough to live there without roommates. If wages kept up with productivity, the federal minimum wage would be like $24 an hour. That's how fucking good they had it in the 50s and 60s. The minimum wage would be $24 an hour. I live in Texas. I'm so sorry for your loss. Higher pay for workers does not mean higher prices. That's a lie to use to keep wages down. 100%. I like it here, fucker. I actually kind of liked living in Texas when I lived in an apartment, and I was close enough to the city that I could get my groceries delivered. I had good internet. I had good deliveries, and I didn't leave the apartment. It was comfy. That was the best time I had in Texas. I think we've mentioned this before, Bits. I lived in Dallas when I had to go out and like go to school and commute to my job. I hate the drivers in Texas. We own a house and it's actually almost paid off. Hell yeah. There is a McDonald's. In most places they pay minimum wage. In some places they pay $15 an hour. The McDonald's in Denmark pays like $24 an hour. And their burgers cost less than our burgers. Now, it's not an entirely fair comparison because it's literally across the pond, but there's another burger joint. I think it's Dickey's. They pay their people $20 an hour, and their burgers cost less than McDonald's, and they have far better healthcare too. Yeah, is 20 hour a lot? I have no reference for the U.S. It really depends on which area you are in the U.S. There are some like high density cities like New York and Los Angeles and San Francisco where $20 an hour is not enough to live on your own. I mean, specifically, if you had a 40-hour a week, 20-hour job, if you like did the bare minimum, like ate ramen and rice, you could probably afford to own your own apartment. But there's no minimum wage job. Like, McDonald's is not giving you 40 hours a week. They're going to give you 35 to keep you under 40, because if you're working 40, they are required by law to give you full employment benefits, like healthcare, through the company. And so, like, no company, if they can work you minimum wage...
They'll give you 39 before they give you 40.
yeah. They typically go to 35. A lot of the times they go to 39. The problem with 39 is it's like, oh, I had to stay late to help this time. Oh, I'm over 40. It is... I mean, it's insane. We've made laws. It's like, if you work your employees 40 hours a week, you have to give them benefits. And every company just went, oh, well, fuck that. We're just going to keep them at 39 then. And the government was just like, yeah, well, rules is rules. Go for it. No problems here.
So, like, $20 an hour is perfectly okay if your company regularly gives you overtime, or if it's just like, if it's like a normal company. So, like, if you work for, you know, if you've ever been to the New York area, like the MTA or like the train systems or like, I don't know, like driving, like a lot of like transportation companies, they'll do overtime, or electricians, like Verizon or Optimum and stuff. So you can get like, you know, 45 hours a week, and those extra 5 hours are like at $30, $40. So it really helps, but, you know, it's the extra time. So if you want a 40-hour week, 20 is not enough.
Yeah, it's... Hi, Zachary Wildfire. Thank you for the follow. I worked at a contracting firm that specializes in IT stuff called Tech Systems. And they did a project with Verizon that I worked on for 4 years. When I started, it was $20 an hour. And I could not afford an apartment in Dallas. And so I got a promotion, or I got a raise, I should say, to $26 an hour. We're already at 4 miles? Oh my god. When my treadmill gets to 99 minutes, when it rolls over to 100, it turns itself off because it doesn't know what to do. When I got bumped up to 26, I got my own apartment. And I was making, if I remember correctly, that was like $1,000 a week. It was technically like a little over 1,000. And then with taxes and with deductions, I was pocketing like $700 a week. And I was very easily able to afford an apartment. And because I'm just such a hermit and I don't like leaving, I didn't have a car, so I didn't have car payments. My savings were steadily going up. The pandemic happened, and food prices skyrocketed, as well as my rent, as well as utilities. And I noticed that, like, my money felt like it plateaued. It was technically going up, but my savings were just barely going up. And it was just like, oh, my money, the money I'm making is not keeping up with inflation. I didn't have student loan payments. I didn't have car payments. I lived like a hermit. Like, I literally, the idea of me going out to a restaurant or a bar is just, that doesn't happen. I wasn't getting a daily Starbucks. I used to spend $30 a week on groceries. And that's with 5 gallons of milk in that. After the lockdowns and pandemic, that went up to about 50 to 60 a week. But, like, I live such a frugal lifestyle of just, like, I'm not fucking spending money. Hi, Shin. I lived such a lifestyle of not spending money compared to other people that it was insane to me that I'm making $26 an hour and I'm plateaued. My savings is flatlining. Which, I mean, I was in a good place. If something happened, I had more than enough to take care of it. But, like, what would somebody in the same position do that had student loans, that had a car, that had something medical, like that they needed medical expenses every month? How the fuck are they doing it? And for a lot of them, the answer was roommates. For a lot of them, it was living with parents. It was just like, or it was a second job. It sucked and it was crazy to me. And so when that contract ended, I just moved back in with my parents. And this was fucking angers me to this day. The same job that I was doing, all these companies wanted to pay me $18 an hour, and they didn't want me to work from home. They wanted me to move like to inner St. Louis. They wanted me to move to Washington, Seattle. And it was like, how the fuck are people affording anything on what you're paying them? And to them, it was just like, there has been so many layoffs lately, because this was right when Apple, Google, a lot of the tech businesses were just laying off thousands of people. And so every IT company was laying off thousands of people. It was suddenly like 3 million people displaced from their jobs. So it was suddenly an employer's market. And so it was like, yeah, this job pays $18 an hour and they want you to work inner city. And they've got 200 people applying to it. So like, they don't care if you're like, this is less than I made. They'd be like, all right, get the fuck out of here. We know these 199 people will do it. And so because of that, I was just like, I don't want to. I am too prideful to just suck it up. And so I ended up not getting a fucking job and living with my parents. And my dad just doesn't fucking get that. To him, it's like, I had to work hard. Everybody else should have to work hard. And it's just like, I don't think you had to work this hard, Dad.
I can't stand that mentality at all anymore. I just like, I'll even hear that from people who are maybe like 5 to 10 years older than me. They're like, I had to work, super hard. I'm like, you shouldn't have to work that hard. You should just be able to just do what you have to do what you're asked for, and get paid a reasonable amount to live. Like, you shouldn't have to have 2-3 jobs. You shouldn't have to work like 80 hours a week just to be able to like live in a fucking shoebox.
We are literally the richest company in the world. We shouldn't have like a minimum wage or a living wage. We should have a fucking thriving wage. And there are countries with a lot less that take way better care of their citizens. But we've just brain rotted this country to just like accept it. And like, not just accept it, but fucking defend it.
This is like homeless veterans. Like, the United States should be embarrassed because of that shit.
I know.
It's just like, no, we don't care. We don't care.
It's like, we have homeless veterans. Oh, that's so bad. Somebody should do something about it. Okay, so do you want to increase taxes and maybe like tax the rich to take care of it? Whoa. No. And rich people earned that money. It's like, so did the veteran not earn anything? Because I kind of feel like them shooting at people and being shot at earns them a little bit more than, getting $300,000 from their mom and starting Amazon. Like, just a little bit more. But if he can't, there's something wrong. With his first job, he wasn't making that much. But like I said, he worked hard. He got to a good place. He's kind of ignoring the fact that he's white, straight, and a guy, and, had every opportunity. But, like, he worked hard, and he earned it. And he absolutely earned all the stuff he has. My parents, they have a lot of luxuries. They worked hard for him. They just didn't have, like, the world against them. And it's like, it just sucks. What's crazy to me is when a study comes out that's like, hey, we have 900,000 homeless people in the USA. If we provided housing for them, it would cost taxpayers and cities less money than to try to deal with all the problems of homelessness. It's cheaper to provide housing to people and just let them live there than it is to like be super anti-homeless and try to lower unemployment all the time. And it's like, people are like, no, I want to pay more in taxes because fuck them. I don't want anybody getting a free ride. That's insane to me. The drill sirens are on. Oh, tornado drills. They earn shit. You sit in a chair all day doing God's knows what, then lock them and house them in jail. Anti-homeless infrastructure aesthetic kind of hits hard, though. No, it doesn't. It is fucked up when subways, like, take out all the benches. Or, like, have the, like, benches that you can only lean on. You can't sit on them. Because, God forbid, a homeless person takes a nap there. Here's the thing. Anti-homeless architecture doesn't even work because they find ways around it. They literally just keep finding ways to use it anyway. It just makes it so that, like, normal people can't do it. Like, imagine being a pregnant woman going to a subway, and there's a fucking bench there, and you're just like, good lord, I literally just want to sit down. And it's like, well, we don't want the homeless people to sit down, so you're just gonna have to tough it out. That shit sucks. I've always been, even before I came kind of radicalized, I've always been a firm believer that education should be free. If education's free, you get smarter people. If you have smarter people, you have more problems getting solved. And we've just monetized education so hard to the point that there are people that, if not for the recent debt wiping, they would have been in student debt forever. The Sallie Mae stuff, if you ever look into that, is fucking insane. The idea that, like,
I had to do Sallie Mae for something.
Oh, dude.
Oof.
Did you get your debt taken care of at all with the recent stuff, or?
Not on Sallie Mae. Actually,
Not particularly, to be honest.
Oh.
A little bit of my, I just no, really. Like, I got basically a year's worth of my federal loans being held off again, which is nice.
Yeah.
But the Sallie Mae stuff, I think I'm still pretty fucked on.
Oh God. There are people, I've seen people that, had Sallie Mae loans that are like, their degree cost $80,000 and they owe $700,000 in debt. That should
insane.
never
It
happen.
should never go above 2 times. It should never go above 2 times the amount.
I don't even think it should go above 1 time. I think it should be fucking free, but like the idea of a debt like that, I would limit it at like 1.2. 700,000 is just like, what the fuck? And naturally, student debt is the one thing you cannot declare bankruptcy on. What? If the 99 stood up and retook...
That's literally gotta change within like the next 10 years. There's no way people like there are so many people who are living this dream of taking out loans and going to college that basically no one will be able to pay for anything in like the next 5 to 10 years, especially when like, the current generation kind of starts to die off. It'll just be a bunch of poor people. It's
also just so incentivized, right? Like, I remember going to school and being like, the good kids go to college, the smart kids go to college. What are you doing with your life if you don't go to college? You're going to end up at McDonald's. That'll be the only job you can get. I remember hearing that so much. And, like, I went to college, and thank God Not Christian anymore. Don't thank God. Thank whatever power is out there that my parents paid for mine. But, like, I regret it. I wish I had never gone to college. Because going to college in the first place is, like, to build a career. I always just wanted the bare minimum. I wanted, like, enough money to just live cheaply and not work. And going to college is, like, to build a career in a long-term path. And, like, I was extremely fortunate. I was extremely lucky. And my college tuition was about $104,000. And my parents took care of that. I went into the workforce just not having debt. And, like, I had my roommate. He was working at a sandwich shop all through college just to, like, put a dent in it. And, like, after, he dropped out. He didn't get a degree. He got a job at a call center, and then he got in a car accident, and he had to go back to the sandwich shop. And I just remember thinking, like, holy shit, that shit just sucks. We are so pushed towards these things that just 100% put us in debt. Oh, God. This is an hour, 20-minute video. We're at 4.7 miles. And so we go to the fucking end. College is a luxury item or investment.
I have to restart my thing.
Treated like essential like cars. Yeah. I don't think he's working 2 jobs now. Okay, so actually some people have probably seen him. It's Pro Diggity in chat. That's my old college roommate. Although he hasn't shown up today. He is since married. He has since had a kid. He works in a factory at night, I think. Whoa, no way, small world. What do you mean, small world? It's my college. You fucking dork. He works in a factory. His wife works in, old folks' homes. And between the two of them, you know, they've been able to buy a house. I assume they have student debt paid off. I don't know. All I know is he's just had to work hard since the age of 15. What I learned in college is you only go there to make connections and get job referrals. Yeah, basically. I don't remember shit from my first degree. I remember, like, the classes I took and, like, very specific lessons. And I could probably, like, if I needed to learn something on that subject, I'd have a step up on people who have never taken that class. But in the job world, it's like, oh, you have a degree, so you just get paid more. Great, okay. That's good to hear he's doing better. I assume he's doing better. I don't keep the best contact with him. But, you know, from what I've seen, he's doing well. I just remember being like, we'd finish classes, I'd go to the dorm and play World of Warcraft. And then he would come to the dorm at like 8, after doing classes, after working in a sandwich shop. He'd be in his Mr. Pickles uniform. And, like, this is really funny. He'd take 2 steps into the dorm, drop his backpack on the ground. Another 2 steps, drop his shirt off. Another 2 steps, shoes. Another 2 steps, his pants. He's down to his boxers and just, like, on his bed face down with a trail of his clothes from the door to his bed. I didn't go to uni, but my younger sister and older brother did, and did absolutely nothing with the degrees they got. Damn, he's a trailer. Yeah, so I got an environmental biology degree, and I didn't want to do fuck all with it. So as soon as I got that degree, I went to an associate's degree, and I got certified and an associate's in geographical informational systems. I then got a job in telecom that's like 80% telecom, 20% GIS, and fuck all with environmental biology. Great. My brother lives in a camper and travels Europe now, and my sister has worked multiple jobs and now works for Karcher, the pressure washer company. Anyone ever watch those pressure washer videos on YouTube? Where like they clean a rug or a carpet?
Watch them on TikTok.
Or like they clean a driveway? Karcher is well known in the U. I've never heard of them. Which are fake? The rugs? Or the I just pressure wash myself. I mean, yeah, anybody can pressure wash. It's just satisfying to look at. Germans call pressure washers Karchers. Oh. It's my dream to have a Karcher. I think that's a pretty achievable dream, Pixel. I don't watch...
Small steps.
I don't watch too many of them, but every now and then I'm like super bored and I'll come across one. And I'll be like, yeah, okay. Weird you just said that. Just saw Power Wash Simulators doing a plushie giveaway. I saw them announce VR, and I saw a lot of people get excited for it. It's like 400 for a K5, bro. Pixel! We have been over this. Hi, Grovey. The Pipeline. RuneScape. Final Fantasy Nightclubs. Quest 2. H-Party. You can have that. You don't even have to do the full pipeline. You could get that just from Final Fantasy Nightclubs. You just have to do 2 steps. I love it every time when I go over the pipeline and somebody's just like, huh?
Huh?
I need a drink. How does FF fit in there? You start on RuneScape, using a girl character, selling pictures you find online to just people, because who the fuck cares about kids on RuneScape? You need to get $15 to buy a Final Fantasy sub. Once you have a Final Fantasy sub, then you can go to roleplay nightclubs in Final Fantasy, and you need the sub to be able to trade and interact with people. So you go to these nightclubs, you want some of these e-boys to buy you nice outfits for your glamours, you whore yourself out, you start selling things like feet pics and booty pics for money. You need to have a PayPal set up for this. Once you have enough money for a Quest 2, you can step up from Final Fantasy nightclubs, then you can do VR chat stuff. And you will make more money here than Final Fantasy nightclubs. But you need to get to trackers. If you really want to make big money, High Elite, who would win between Sylvanas and Jaina Proudmoore? It's not even a question. Sylvanas. She was powered up by the jailer. She's fucking yoked out on soul steroids. Is that from personal experience? Some parts are. Some parts are, Grovey. This is a pipeline for people who don't have disposable income. I started with disposable income, so I started at step 4. Don't believe in the pipeline, bros. The FF nightclubs are ruthless. They are ruthless. But you can just make a new character if you get in trouble. If you make $50 and somebody gets mad at you, just make a new character and start over in FF. You've got the $50. Can I just do some Twitch Blue collabs and live off that without the ERP? No. No, of course not. If you want to make money, you gotta work, bitch. You know the great words of Britney Spears. You gotta work. Piped during the pipeline the whole way through, Pixel. Start to finish. Yulin encouraging his viewers to be ERP scammers. I am not encouraging any scamming. I'm not encouraging any form of scamming.
Personal experience.
What I am encouraging is that you become professionals of a trade and profit because money solves a lot of problems. And there are people out there who got too much money than they know what to do with. And they're just looking to get rid of it. They just, want a little something something for getting rid of it. Hi, Safi. Also, you can find E-Boys by lying down in a cuddle sleep world in a hot female Abby. That's part of it. That's part 3 of the pipeline. You're going to, find more of them if you go to places like H-Party. But yes, you can just go to public sleep worlds and find them. Yeah, give me a little something something, Yulin. No. I'm not on that side of the trade. No, wait, no, okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I'll give you all the something something. You give me the money. What are we at? 5.1 miles. 4 degrees incline. Thank you, Kayla. How many calories is that? 564?
I mean, you could chill it out. I'm being a little bitch trying to keep this as slow as possible so I don't die, so...
I'm just sticking to my own rules. I'm not adjusting for you in any way. I go at 2.5 miles per hour. You go at whatever speed you can handle. And you don't have to go the whole walk. If you feel anything in your knees and you feel anything in your stomach, stop then. I say that, I'm really bad at doing it myself.
I feel something in my crotch! I'm
Okay.
sorry. It's the chafing that's getting me.
Do you have something between your legs like shorts? Because that will help a shit ton.
Yes.
Oh god, you're chafing with shorts?
That sounds... No, I walk really... my legs walk really, really close together.
Okay.
Because, I don't have, a giant-ass thigh gap or anything. I stand very, very up and straight, thighs nearly together, clenching my ass, so...
The first month of me walking, I had really bad chafing problems on my inner thighs. I, literally just had to, constantly tuck my underwear between my thighs to be oh god, it hurts. And then I just lost weight, and now I have a thigh gap, and they don't chafe at all. Now, that's 110 days of walking 5 miles a day for 70 of that. And so my arms, a little flabby. My stomach, still got a fat pack. My legs, literally cut as shit and very defined. And so, I don't know if you got lotion or something, you could try that. If it's getting too much,
I don't know.
you could also just stop. It's not really something you're planning to do every day.
What if I do it every day? What if I fucking decide to do it every day, and then I take a cut of your Twitch? How about that?
Wait, now hold on.
I'll be the content. I'll be the No, I'm just kidding.
Hang on a minute here.
Hey, hang on a sec.
I know you're struggling, but I'm struggling too, damn it. Gotta use okay, so if you did do this every day, chafing powder would be the best thing. I was getting really close to buying it, and then I just got a thigh gap, and I was like, cool, problem solved. Why solve any of your problems when 50% of them go away on their own? Had I known it was going to be like that, day one I would have just bought some chafing powder. Got a thigh gap now, holy. Enough of a thigh gap that I don't chafe anymore. Deodorant stick? Deodorant stick would probably help. So...
And I'm also pretty sure you're on, 2 miles an hour or something?
2.5.
2.5? I'm literally on 0.5 so I don't die, so...
Mm-hmm.
If I was doing any more, I'd probably be getting screwed. So.
I go 2.5 because when I start going faster, it starts becoming more of a jog and it gets louder, and they start hearing like every footstep. Hi, Ola. And then also tracking gets really wonky. Even at 2.5, I feel like it's a little jittery, but I did forget to switch my tracker around to the front. I've gone 3 miles per hour before, and it seemed fine. I also almost threw up that day, though. Dang, who's the handsome guy next to you? This is Zori and Beans. They're very nice to me. They found... It was like, oh god.
Nice.
You have been very nice and supportive and encouraging. It was like day 15 or 20. You said hi in chat and you're like, wow, this is cool. And then for like 3 weeks straight, it was like, do you know this person? They've got this many followers to their stream. And I was like, oh shit. This is actually somebody I should maybe know. So I checked out your stream and I just kept fucking coming back.
Except when I do horror, but I think a lot of people don't like my horror stuff. I think I gotta put my foot down because like every single time I do horror, like everyone's like, nope, I'm not staying for this. Though Fatal Frame was actually fucking cool yesterday. That was literally just an FPS with just creepy people, like, you know, like it may as well have just been playing Call of Duty Zombies to me. So I was like, oh, okay. I was like, I got a camera instead of a gun. You know, that works. It works.
The most horror I've watched recently was Lethal Company. But that was like one of my best friends for the past 4 years. And like me barely paying attention. Hi, Lamb the Ghost. And like even then, if you know what Lethal Company is, it's basically like Phasmophobia, but you, instead of trying to like discover what type of ghost it is, you're just going into haunted areas and trying to not get killed and trying to earn enough money that the company that has hired you doesn't jettison you out the airlock in space. And so it plays very similar to Phasmophobia, but it feels very jovial at times. You'll like look over and your friend is in a full hazmat suit just doing the Macarena, and it's like, okay, this is a little hard to take it seriously as a scary game. But there is scary shit in it. Like, you go into a dark room and there's a shadow man that if you look at him, he fucking snaps your neck. That was the scariest thing I've been able to watch recently. And even then it was like me fucking hiding behind my desk just like, oh god. Oh, that is what happened to Aiko? Yes. The only thing Phasma about it is you walk in and it's... I would say it's very similar to Phasmojuice because the playstyle is 4 people, 1 person staying back guiding others, you trying to earn enough money. Like, the theming is very different, but the playstyle is very similar to Phasmo. And then, yeah. You play scary games though, and I'm just like, fucking bye. I'll be back later.
No, I'll be honest, I hate scary games. Like, I'll watch like a scary movie every once in a while, but literally, I don't think I played a single scary game except Phasmophobia on my stream until literally last month. So I'm just like, I ain't doing that anymore. But Fatal Frame was so fun that I'm like, okay, guys, if you pay me this 60 channel points, I'll play one more chapter, but I ain't doing it for any other reason. So.
The scariest movie I've ever watched is The Village, and I had to watch that for.
That fucked me up when I was like 11.
Dude, I had to watch that for a high school class that was talking about world religions and cults, and so I was like, we're gonna study cults. So we're gonna watch The Village, and I was like, "Fuck you, man! What the fuck?" And like, when you understand cults,
watch that.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I hadn't watched that since I was probably 11, and I was covering my eyes, but I could still like see everything. Like, you know when you can imagine things really, really well.
Yes.
So you like close your eyes, like I don't want to look, I don't want to look, but you can still see everything vividly. I was terrified of that movie forever, but I watched it again last year just because I was like, oh, we did instead of playing games and stuff, we just did 2 scary movies every single week, and I rewatched it, and it didn't bother me at all. I was like, oh, what was I so afraid of when I was a kid? I was like, this is actually a really good movie.
It's very insightful to what cults do, because like we studied cults in this class, and then we watched The Village, and it was like a checklist. It was like somebody involved in the production of this had been a part of the cult, and they had known like this is what needs to happen, this is what needs to happen, down the whole checklist and hit all the boxes. And so like it was very good to study and like see how these things we were studying would be applied in granted a fictional setting. But, like, I was fucking, like, 17 and senior in high school, just like, oh, fuck, man, I fucking hate this dude. The scariest game I've ever played.
Have you?
Subnautica. That was fucking miserable.
How familiar are you with scary movies? Because I think I now know my favorite one. It's like it's not even like scary, it's just a bit of horror, supernatural, which is I think it's the Mist. It's the one where people are trapped in a convenience store, or it's a like a supermarket store. It isn't really that, like, it's scary the first time you watch it, but the second time it's like, oh god, this is so cool, because it's got all these, like, supernatural monsters that are killing people, and, like, they're trying to break into this convenience store. So, and then, it's, like, all these weird things, like if you were watching Jumanji, I guess, like, those kind of levels of, like, big wasps and stuff coming in, or like, demons and shit. God, I was like, I was so afraid of that movie too when I was younger, but I was like, oh god, it's like, I think I actually do like horror movies. I don't like those jump scare, like, doll, whatever, I can't fucking remember what they are, but, like, I like something that has a little bit of, it's story driven, but just has that creepy moment every once in a while.
So, I'm super unfamiliar with horror movies. The scariest thing I watched was The Village, and anytime there's, like, a scary movie or a horror movie, like, I just literally want to tune it out. I fucking hate it when a scary movie is, like, coming out and you start seeing ads for it on Twitch. I like watching ads on Twitch because it means that person I'm watching is getting some money.
Oh!
But the moment there's, like, a scary movie that's like, the recent one was, it's like The Shining Part 2 or something with the 2 girls that disappeared in the woods. I fucking hate Twitch for this. They're fucking assholes for putting that. And it's like a 1.5-minute long commercial. I'm like, fuck you.
I had this same exact problem when I was maybe like 12 years old when War of the Worlds came out. I don't remember if that's how old I was, but I was watching like Adult Swim at night. I want to watch my Bleach, I want to watch my Code Geass, and all of a sudden it's just like War of the Worlds. And I had watched that with my grandma, and it was so fucking terrifying that I'm like, I literally just turned off the TV for like 2 or 3 minutes and then just turned it back on, even though the commercial was like maybe 10 seconds long.
But you gotta be safe,
like,
right?
I can't do this. Yeah.
No, the biggest moment with me being scared is related to my water phobia, actually. Because I'm very scared of drowning. I'm very terrified of really, really deep water where it's dark and crushing. Really scared of, like, murky water where, like, you can't see what's in the water and you might get, like, grabbed or stuck on something. Or going inside structures underwater. So, like, a cave or a sunken building. That shit,
God.
Even just thinking about it, scares the shit out of me. And have you played Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess?
Yeah, I played a little bit of it myself. I probably only played maybe the first, like, 5 to 10 hours of it.
Okay.
So I know the mechanics pretty well, but that's about it.
In the second half of the game, there's a water temple. And the water temple, they give you the blue shirt, the Zora shirt, so you can breathe underwater. And you can put on steel boots so that you sink to the bottom and, like, you can breathe underwater once you have this shirt. And most of the temple is pretty, like, well lit, so, like, even when you're going underwater in a pool, it's, like, not that bad. But you use the boss key. The boss key is just this door on a pillar in the middle of the room, and this pillar is, like, 20 feet wide. And so there's no way there's room for a boss here, but it was cool to have the door in the middle. You open this door, it's a circular room, and there's just a hole in the ground. And you go, like, 6 inches down from the hole, and it's just water. You look down this hole, and it just goes into the dark abyss. And the idea is, you put on your Zora shirt, you've probably already got it on, you put on the metal boots, and you just sink to the bottom. And under the temple that you've been running around for the past 2 hours, there is a massive, just underwater cavern with this giant eel boss. But standing at the edge of this hole, and looking down into this dark water that you could not see the bottom of was the fucking worst experience in gaming for me. I literally just had to, like, pace around my room for 5 minutes, just... Okay, you can breathe underwater, it's gonna be fine. It's a Legend of Zelda boss. Like, I literally just had to build up my courage for 5 minutes just to go into this thing. And it's a thing that, like, most people don't even remember. If I'm like, do you remember the boss key in the Water Temple in Twilight Princess? They're like, no, not at all. That's the boss with the big eel, right? And I'm like, yeah, but do you remember the door? And they're like, no. It was the third boss? Okay. Most people just don't remember it. But, like, for me, it was such a, like, near traumatizing experience. It was like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to fucking do this.
That always, like, it gets me when I hear anyone ever talking about, like, being afraid of the ocean or being afraid of underwater and stuff like that, because I would think that I would be afraid of that, but the only thing I'm incredibly scared of is, like, claustrophobia related things. Like, if I am in a tight area, like, in New York, there's a place called Howe Caverns, which is just this, you know, like, stalagmite kind of, you know, giant cavern that you go through. There's, like, there were small areas where, like a heavy man could walk through very easily, and I'm this, like, 10-year-old kid who's skinny as shit, and I'm like, I wasn't willing to walk through this like very narrow passageway. There was like 4 feet of clearance on the sides, and I was maybe like 2 feet or something across. I don't even know. And as like, bro, I can fit through this. Why am I so afraid? I can't, like, and like, I'll watch, like, those, you know, those videos where, like, people go underwater and go into, like, a water cave and then come out the other end.
Yeah.
Or they're, like, doing caving videos and shit. I hate those. That I like. Nope. Get that out of my face. Get that out of my face.
Did you watch Avatar: The Last Airbender? Because there's a big moment in that. Well, a really small moment in that one. Zuko is invading the Northern Water Tribe, and he's swimming through, like, their irrigation ducts underwater.
Oh, I don't think that bothers me. Like, animation,
okay.
I don't think bothers me so much. It's like watching someone else possibly die. Doing that fucks me up.
There's a moment where Zuko, he has to swim up a pipe. He, like, melts the ice on the edge of the pipe first, and then he swims up this pipe. And I'm thinking, like, you don't know what's on the other side. You don't know if there's going to be an air bubble. What the fuck, man? And I struggled to watch that. And Zuko's just like, I gotta get the fucking Avatar, my honor.
Like, people falling under ice, dude, that's the one related thing that scares the shit out of me.
Yeah. And then, like, there's a guy filming on top, and they're, like, looking for the hole, and they're, like, not finding it, and they're, like, 2 feet off. It's like, fuck, dude,
yeah, they're, like,
find it.
banging on it. It's just like, that way, and they're like, God, I can't.
Oh, another game that scared the shit out of me was Raft. When you get to Tangaroa...
Raft scared? What the...
Dude, Raft? Okay, Raft had a lot of moments that scared me. Because it's all going underwater and shit. I hate that. I just wanted to stay on the boat and fish for my teammates. But there was a moment in Tangaroa. We're going through, like, we're not even at the city yet. We're in the, like, the under part with the engineering stuff. The tunnels and passageways. And there's a part where you hit a switch and a hatch opens above you and water starts coming in. And it's like, you don't wait for the water to fill up and then go through that water where it came. It's like a graded exit. You're just in a room, And the way to get out of this is to literally run 2 rooms left and then go up to the next level. It's fucking simple. But just seeing that room with no air bubble at the top and water just coming in, it was just like immediate, just like,
I'm gonna die.
oh god, my heart rate is going like 130 suddenly. It was like 80 to 130, and I'm just like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. The city after that, where you fight the shark and you like have to swim down a bunch, I just didn't do shit there.
Oh, I love that one so much.
I just told my team.
That was the best part of Raft, I'm gonna be honest.
I'm so happy for you. I told the people I was playing with, I was like, you fucking solve this. I'm not going down there. And I'm staying up here. And like, I watched Core do it on stream, and I stayed at the boat. I got us like 8 shark heads because I can kill Bruce. We had a shit ton of shark meat. I did not fucking go down there. And then they're like, hey, we're at like a boss, so you've got to come down here. I was like, okay. And I'm fucking swimming down just like, oh, I hate this, I hate this, I hate this. I just want to get this fucking over with. And then when we got to the boss fight, I don't really remember much of it. I think I just checked out.
I'm so happy they added dynamic fights to that, because like I will say this, anyone who ever makes a survival game, or if you play survival games, the only way that I think I can ever have fun with them is that if there's ever a moment where you can test yourself. So it has to have like bosses, or it has to have like interesting wave combat or something, because like that made Raft so much more enjoyable. Instead of just like wandering an island a little bit and then just like picking up scraps and building a cool base, it was like there was actually some kind of dynamic goal with the last 2 areas, between the shark boss and the guy who throws fucking like bombs at you or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wish they would do more. I don't know if they will though.
I don't think the hyena boss was that good. Which for the final boss was like, what? Because like,
I thought the shark was a better like final boss.
I do too. With the hyena, the mechanics just seemed confusing. And I remember, like, the first time I was there, I was like, I don't know when I can hit him. Oh, he's dead now. The second time I was there, I was like, oh, I think I get it. When he's glowing, we can't hit him, and we just have to wait a minute. But I remember being there, and my friends were always just like, what the fuck do we do? And I'm trying not to, because I'm not, like, it's not my first time seeing there, I'm not just saying, you gotta do this, you gotta do exactly this, and, like, letting them figure it out. I'm just sitting there like, man, I like it when a mechanic is obvious, or not obvious, but like a puzzle, and you can figure it out, but this one just, it doesn't feel good. The shark was really cool. For a design. I didn't have fun, but I don't think that's on the game. Also, Kayla, Tekun, we are fucking never playing Soma. Not in a million years. Unless somebody is like $50,000 and you play Soma, I'm like, shit, I'll play Soma then, but that's the price for Soma.
I will tell you though, Barotrauma did bother me a lot.
I
don't know if you've played that or seen people play that.
I've watched my friend Foss play it a lot. That looks like it would be fucking awful for somebody that has claustrophobia. Because that is very confined.
And sometimes they'll give you, like, traders who, like, you know, they'll give you 3 people and one of them is a trader. And one, like, so one of them will try to kill you over the course of maybe 30 minutes randomly. And I'm like, I'll just be chilling, trying to relax, and like, you know, because I always get put on the gun because I don't want to do anything else because I'm too afraid. I'll just be on the gun, and then just the fucking trader comes after me immediately. I'm like, you fucking asshole! I'm like, I'm pissing myself, trying to shoot off these crazy things. Do you want to die? But usually my friends kill them right away. But I was like, oh my god, I already couldn't. I already couldn't play this game, and they were just making it even worse. But they always put it on! That's how they had fun. They put on the trader thing.
None of my fears work in video games. I'm just built different. Barotrauma does not look like a game I would even slightly enjoy. I'd be fine seeing the side view of the ship. The moment it's like, oh, by the way, there's a giant kraken attacking you and you're underwater, I'm like, I don't like this. What are we at?
I'll be honest, this has been like the
6:01.
laziest walk I've ever had.
Well, I mean,
I feel
honestly,
so bad because you're like,
honestly, that's good because it's your first time walking in VR, right? Like,
yeah.
I don't want to just. I'd feel fucking awful if you came and like fell down. I was like, you don't have to if you don't, and you're like, no, I gotta. And then 10 minutes later, just fucking fell again. You're like, oh, my knee. And like, if I saw you limping, I'd be fucking like, so please don't. Stop.
Wait, I can't keep up.
I promised them.
Shit, you
No! Zoe, go back! If you were just like limping and just like, I promised them a walking day with you, and I'd be like, please, no. I didn't want this, like this.
I felt really whatever this morning. I was like, I got myself up at 9:30, and I was like, bro, I'd never get up this early. And then it hit 10 o'clock, and I was like, he's starting soon. And then I said to myself, okay, I'm going to be miserable if I start at 10 o'clock also. So I'm just going to say, look, I'll do half of it with you if I start at 11. But, you know, it's actually probably going to end up doing 2/3 of it with you. So I was like, sometimes I was like, I guess I have to be a little bit more reasonable every once in a while.
I get in a mood where it's like, if I say I'm gonna do something, especially if money gets involved, I feel like I have to stay to my word. I feel like I'm just a bad person if I don't stick to it. And so I've kind of set the rules. We go a minimum of 5 miles, and we end when a video ends. So there's days where I'm at like 4.9 miles, and the next video rolls over and it's 2 hours long, and it's like, all right, we'll fucking do it. And then there's days where it's like, it's at literally 5.0013 miles, and I'm like, hey, that's 5. We did it. I kept my word. But especially if they've increased the incline at all, which I make them pay for, if it's like 2 hours in the next video and we get there at 4.8, I'm like, I feel bad and like I'm scamming if I don't go this whole video. I feel like I'm obligated to. And there's been 2 times so far where I pushed myself too hard, and at the end of it, I'm like nauseous and about to throw up. And I really need to be better about like, I cannot do that, guys. There are limits to it. But like, so...
You know what I know this sounds weird, but like maybe you should have a stockpile of like 20 to, well, I don't think you have 20-minute long videos, but like 30 to like 40-minute ones. Whereas like in those specific scenarios, just like switch to one of those instead of a completely random one.
Well, I've also been like, we trust the random button, and I need to be like, because we're so high, I need it to not be a long video. There's been times where I end at like a fade transition. So there's like a 2-hour video that has 5 parts, and it goes like an hour and 20 minutes, and then it fades out to a different section of the walk, and I've ended there before. We're eventually going to have a lot shorter videos once I start doing Dungeons of WoW and Final Fantasy. But I've also changed the style of making videos. Initially, I didn't want a single fade transition. I want it to be one single line as long as possible to show off as much of the zone. And the problem with that is, 1, it's fucking hard to record. 2, I just miss stuff of the zone. And so now I'm trying to do a lot more fade transitions. But like, I still want to go to the end of the video. I don't know. Two or 3 days ago, Lele was hanging out in my chat. And do you know who Lele is?
I know the name, but I don't think I know the person at all.
Okay. Once a year, she does a subathon. And it starts off as an uncapped subathon, subs increase the time. And then it gets to a 30-day long subathon, and she's like, we're capping it, you're fucking insane, why are you doing this? And she will stream literally 30 days in a row. And so she just did that for October. And it ended up being 30 days. She had to extend it 3 days because she had to take a 3-day break for health reasons. But after that stream, she was like, I've been bullied for a month straight. Cracks knuckles, it's my turn. And so she bullied the shit out of me and immediately put it at 12-degree incline at like literally on the first mile. And I'm like, I have to go 5, right? And then the usual bullies kind of just like dogpiled on as well. And at one point, one of them was like, how much for you to increase your speed to 3 miles per hour instead of stopping at 2.5? And I'm like already winded, just like, I don't know, 20? The fucking PayPal goes through. And I'm just like, oh God, I'm so dumb. Why am I such a shitty sellout? And so we did like 5.8 miles at 12-degree incline at 3 miles per hour. And I was telling myself, if I feel anything in my legs or my stomach, I'm done. But as soon as I stopped walking, I was like, cool, I'm exhausted, but we did it. The moment I stopped, my stomach just fucking flipped over. And it was like, I have to sit down and hold my head in my hands for a minute to not throw up. And it was like, okay, we pushed ourselves too hard there. That wasn't good. $20 is literally $20 for Uland. Yeah. Also, Uland takes so many wrong turns. Oh my God. Some maps are really easy to record. Some maps, it's like a straight fucking path. Final Fantasy maps, they literally typically have one path that you just walk down. And then sometimes in WoW, it's like a goddamn city. It's like, okay, I need to take the 3rd left, the 4th right, then I can go straight until I see this rock. At least you know your limits now? No, I fucking don't. Here's the thing that actually kind of scares me about it, Pixel. I thought I was good. I thought I was being attentive to, like, my well-being, and that I could stop at this point because I wasn't feeling sick. I wasn't feeling nauseous. It was the moment I stopped, all the nausea came at once. And it was like, oh, I'm feeling nauseous now, I should stop. Oh, wait, I've literally already stopped. What do I do in this situation? What are we at? 6.4 miles? What is this video at?
Yeah, the only thing I'm having a problem with is my heels are getting mad at me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, bro.
We have 30 more minutes of the video. This zone was Shadowlands, and it was Revendreth of Shadowlands, and it was this weird like portion of Afterlife where people who were really bad, sinners, murderers, thieves, liars, they all go here, but it's not hell. It's not the worst place to go. They're bad, but there's the potential for redemption here. And so when they go here, they typically have to endure some years or decades of penance and suffering. And once they endure that, they can either move on to a different afterlife or become a standard citizen of the people that kind of enforce the penance on others. So literally, it's like the prisoners becoming the jailers in this area. They're very vampire-like. And they're all very prideful of overcoming their sins. As much as that makes sense. The thing that's weird about it, though, is that the penance essentially generates anima, which is like soul power or electricity. And so they're kind of like creating enough energy to fuel the other afterlives by whipping the shit out of the newcomers. There's game that should work. SCP-5K? No. SCP is scary shit. And I know some SCPs aren't. There's actually a really good map in VRChat. It has to deal with, like, time stuff. You have, like, 60 seconds to solve a puzzle. But figuring out the puzzle, you're not going to solve it in a minute. You literally have to, like, solve it bit by bit and restart every minute. And so once you know the whole puzzle, you're, like, running through it as fast as possible to get there in, like, 55 seconds. Yulin doesn't like shooty games, though. Yeah, having a gun doesn't solve my problems if I don't like shooting guns. 5K is a strike team
like
deal.
Fortnite?
I don't like... Okay, I don't think Fortnite is bad. I don't like playing Fortnite. Fortnite had a moment where I was like, okay, this game is kind of cool. When I watched somebody streaming it, they were fishing. They fished up a great white shark, threw a lasso around its jaw, and then water skied behind it. Went across a lake, jumped out of the water with the shark, bit some dude's head off, and then shot up their friend. And I was like, that was the fucking wackest shit I've ever seen. That's cool as hell. So, like, Fortnite, we're never going to forget the kids dancing in the kindergarten classroom. You know, we like Fortnite, we like Fortnite, we like Fortnite. It's never going to outgrow that. It's still kind of cool.
How fun it is, though. That's this thing that drives me insane, because Groby actually influenced me to play it for a stream, and I was like, I'm not gonna touch this game. I'm not gonna touch this game. And then he did like a 60k point redeem, and I was like, okay, fine. And I was like, dude,
it's
my ass
good.
Kicked, but I was like, shit.
It's good and well made, and it has just crazy shit going on. It just has that reputation of, you know, all the squeaker kids are playing it.
There's like GTA almost. There's like these cars and shit that you can drive around. I was like, and they weren't like, you know, lame trucks or anything from like Rust or anything. It was, you literally were in like a Camaro. I was like,
Hi, Star. It's always the grocery aisle. Fortnite.
The game would be so much cooler if they just had PvE and like base building and zombies and shit. It would be so much more fun. I don't know. I know they really committed to the battle royale shit, but like their original idea, I'm like a sucker for that.
I am also. If a game has co-op and PvP, I'm like, so we're gonna play the co-op, right? And my friends are always like, what? No, we're not fucking babies. I'm like, I'm a baby. I want to do the co-op shit. Let's fight the bots. That sounds scary to get shit on by somebody that I didn't even see and then teabagged. You wish they worked on Save the World more? Yeah. The closest thing... There's two games that actually have guns that I play. Deep Rock Galactic and Warframe. And in Warframe, I use the guns as little as possible. How you holding up?
It's mostly just my heels, so I keep like trying to do things to like stretch them out a little bit as I move. Because being on super slow actually allows me to, you know, to like ride on the treadmill every once in a while to stretch. But
yeah. Something about Fortnite's art style pisses me off. Then the players sealed the deal. It kind of makes me think of WildStar. And anything that makes me think of WildStar is like, oh, I instantly like this. I need a drink. Have you been drinking while doing this?
to be honest, no, but it's also because I haven't been going fast enough to really warrant a drink. Like I may as well be walking through like my county fair on a nice cool day for like an hour or two, and then I get like, you know, I'm getting thirsty now, but we're probably gonna end in like the next 20 minutes or something, so I'm not too worried about it.
I bought a nice ass water bottle for this, It has the straw attachment. I used to have one that I had to like tilt back, and that was the fucking worst when on the treadmill. Come play Minecraft in
When I
VR?
was in New York City, actually, I basically, what you're doing now, I basically would go like an hour and a half at, maybe like probably 4 or 5 miles an hour on an elliptical every single day. I did that for maybe like 6 months. But after that, I lost that attrition along the way. So like this is kind of refreshing for some reason. So I'm like, damn, I could do this again.
Hell yeah. I have a friend who they started doing some walking streams on their channel. And with them, they just find like walking through Tokyo videos. I don't actually know if they're like exercising while doing it. But I'm so afraid that people are like, oh, you're just copying Yulin. It's like, no. Fucking literally no one has like a copyright on treadmills or walking videos. But like, I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking that stuff. It just feels so shitty when people are like, you're just copying this person.
I mean, I don't know. I think if they got inspired by you and they barely know you, and they're like, if they're like actually copying, then then that gets a little bit weird. But if they know you or have like done this with you before, then I don't even think that's really a problem. I just think that like, ah, shit, yeah, I feel like fucking walking, or I feel like doing whatever. But for me, I don't know. I already know my values in doing the other things that I do, so I'm like, fuck it, dude. I'd rather just come and hang out, walk instead of trying to make my own content out of it.
Whether you have like a comfort in it, and I certainly don't feel like I own any of this idea, or when other people have ideas, I don't feel like they own it. I just always get nervous with Twitch chat when they're like just gonna be shitty and like, you're just copying. I'm like, no. If somebody...
No, there are plenty of... Like, copying is not a bad... Like, I'm going to tell you right now, because I did a lot of I went to school for acting and everything. Steal like a motherfucker. Like, literally steal like a motherfucker. And, not so much deal with the consequences, but just, like, if whatever you got to do to get by.
I can't believe you
literally steal like someone. But
for me, if somebody like got a treadmill and started using that on stream, that's not copying in any way. If somebody started doing walking videos, that's not copying. If somebody started making walking videos through video games to walk to on their stream, at that point I'm like, I don't own these, but I kind of wish you did.
Or if they started using your videos and didn't credit you.
Yeah.
That's the next step.
If they were like walking through World of Warcraft or Final Fantasy and it was my video, and they were just like, yeah, I went and made these after stream, I'd be like, hang on, buddy. Wait a minute. But that's less an issue with copying and more of just like almost plagiarism or like identity theft. Now, granted,
identity theft is not a joke, Jim.
If they fucking made the channel
Millions
pop
of lives
off,
are affected every year.
If they made the YouTube channel pop off and I suddenly had 50,000 subscribers, hey, I'll make the videos. You take the name and the Patreon goes to me.
See, that's the one thing with content creation that I find very interesting is that sometimes you should just let people steal your shit and not say anything. Because like honestly, if people were like stealing my clips and making money off of it, I'd be like, fuck it, dude. Get that back because at least people are coming to watch my content.
Do you know who
like Mr. Beast even said that. He was like, hey, clip the shit out of use it for whatever, just get people over to my channel.
There's a guy that did that in VR chat and he got a lot of shit for it. And I'm trying to remember their name. It's the little like aquamarine colored fox with white hair. I should know their name. Because they blew up by doing a clip channel of VR chat streamers. And all of the most of the VR chat streamers were like, I am getting an increase in views because he is doing this. People are coming to my channel and being like, I saw you in the most recent video by this person. Wait, was she a Fox girl? Yes. I saw you in the most recent video by this person. You were so funny, I had to check you out on Twitch. So most of the Twitch streamers were like, this is fucking awesome. I love this person. And they're crediting me. Like, all the clips were credited in the description. But a lot of people were just like, oh my god, you're stealing my clips and profiting off of them. Fuck you. And they got a lot of backlash and harassment to the point that they stopped. And all the others that were like, what the fuck? You are killing a good thing. Don't do this. Now, I don't think they make clip channel. They don't do a clip YouTube like that anymore. Now, I think they stream themselves. And they have a Patreon with, saucy, spicy content. But they got big and popular off of their clip channel of the VR chat streamers. So like they did Lullathon, Leafeons was there a lot, that's how I know them. A lot of those big streamers, I say Leafeons like she's one of the biggest VR chat streamers, but she's just close to me, damn it, so I always think of her that way. And they just got a lot of backlash for it, and it sucks. Because it was a good thing. Fuck, Ice. Why is it that, like, I need to look up that WoW lore guy, and I need to look up, it's like fun or something? It's two words repeat. It's a word repeated twice. I'm gonna look it up after. I don't know. They're very nice. I can say that about them. Damn, wish Elend would think of me that way. You wish I thought you were one of the biggest VR chat streamers? What is the motivation in that, Pixel? Just someone to look up to.
He just wants Senpai to notice him.
I notice him all the time. I literally hung out with him in hours.
But do you truly?
Yes!
Do you truly look at his soul?
Yes! He's a goofball that, like, always flirts. And you're like, yeah, what do you want to see? He's just like, no, nothing. I'm not, no, I don't want to bother you. And it's like, I'll bark, no bite. He says the most degenerate shit. I'll be like, guys, I'm so sweaty. He's like, oh yeah, fucking bottle that shit for me. And it's like, and I'm like, all right, maybe something a little bit less. He's like, no. Ooh. He's so fucking cute when he joins though, because he has VR, so he can move his hands, his head, and everything. But he shows up in a 2-foot tall alpaca that he can put like swag glasses on and a hat on. And he sits in his chair and his hands just go forward and stay perfectly still. So nobody knows he's in VR. So like just the other day, a friend was here and was just like, somebody fix my ears. Elend, fix my ears because you're the only one here with VR. And the alpaca looks up and he's just like, yo, what the fuck? I've got VR. And his little stump hooves start moving, and it's just so funny. Hi, Jack. We go up this castle, we go across a bridge, and we go into the raid. It's like 15 or 10 minutes.
And that's left?
That's all that's left. You know, Shadowlands is so tragic.
I'll be honest, I haven't really like watched any of the video. I just keep looking at us, and I just scroll brain to looking at whatever the fuck we're doing.
So the video helps me like keep track of what's where. So like, if I think of a moment I want to go back and clip, it's so easy for me to remember. Where was I in the walk? Oh, I was walking up the zigzag path to the Stone Rock Castle. It makes going back to clip stuff so fucking easy. But also, like, it just keeps me entertained, because anytime I play a game with a big open world, I hate teleporting. In Breath of the Wild, I'm going to do a run where I just never teleport. I just get a horse and I walk everywhere. And I love that shit. And so, like, being able to put that in stream is just like, I don't know, I enjoy walking through the environment. But then there's people that join on me, right, to hang out. And it's really funny when they're like, well, where's the place we're walking to? And I'm like, oh, this is just a YouTube video in my OBS. You can't see that here. You have to open up the stream, and they're just like...
I thought that you had, like... I thought you had, like, a dome around you or something. Like, you know, if you had a green screen dome around you that you could overlay onto. Or something like that. I thought that's what it was gonna be like for a sec there. I didn't realize, like, but I realized immediately when you were, when I was coming over, I was like, you know what? It's probably not like that at all.
That sounds really fucking cool, and I would love to do something like that. I would need to find a way to fit it to OBS perfectly, but that sounds fucking rad. Because typically, if people join me, they have to open up.
Actually, what I was thinking was that, in that kind of idea, you could have a way of overlaying it in game, but also overlaying in OBS to not show what you see in game.
Oh,
so basically,
yeah.
like, the OBS still sees this, but we see, we see whatever your avatar is casting or the green screen is casting or whatever. I have no idea how you do some, unless you actually, you know what you could do? You could have your own world commissioned.
Oh, that sounds like money. But yeah,
it doesn't have to be too. It doesn't have to be too intense. It literally could just be a single world with like a video player in it. Like it's like a small box with a video player in it that is customized in a way to work properly with your videos. It wouldn't. I don't think it would particularly be hard. And like a commission on that would maybe only take someone who's skilled, like, I don't know, like 3 or 4 hours. So it's not like it's going to cost $1,000. You may be able to get it done for like, $100, but it may heighten the experience of people who are like coming to walk with you. Or even yourself at that point.
So here's the thing. It ain't about them, it's about me. I actually really like seeing the world that we're in. So like, it's been fucking cold here in Missouri lately. And the first day it was like 32 degrees when I woke up. I went to the Banjo-Kazooie world, and I went to the section of the map that was Gobi's Valley, the desert. And so I was kind of like, maybe despite how cold I am, if I'm seeing a desert in the background, that'll help me keep my mind warm. And I kind of like that. The problem with having my own world like that is, for the first 5 to 20 minutes, I'm exercising. I'm doing like the stretches, right? And I like just having a background like this, or if I can find a map that doesn't suck, like Breath of the Wild.
No, I understand that. Like, when I came here, I was like, shit, I thought he was going to be like a Black Cat or something. I was like, why am I getting like an over 100 megabyte download? Isn't this supposed to be a fucking Black Cat?
I used to do the Black Cat all the time. I used to just, like, because that was the only world I knew of that had post-processing that didn't muck with the overlay. So there's a lot of worlds that when you filter out the environment, you yourself become, like, increased opacity. So the first, like, week or two of me walking, I was like a fucking ghost on the stream. And I was like, I don't know why it does this. And then I tried the Black Cat, and I was like, solid. I was like, oh, it's the fucking world. It actually might have been my friend Senril that found out that it was the world I was in. Because I really love the Wispy worlds. They're fucking just comfy, and if I'm, like, laying down and falling asleep, I'm gonna go to a Wispy world. But every single one of their worlds just has this weird post-processing that turns me 50% opaque. And so I don't do stretches in Wispy worlds. I have, like, the Black Cat, which I did for a long time. And then when we're done walking...
Have you gone to, like, any of the Final Fantasy worlds, though? Like the ones that I took you?
I haven't. I should. Because those worlds were fun. I don't know why I didn't think to go there. I could go to the places like there, or Orgrimmar.
Yeah, because like there's literally like, well, some of them are laggy, but there's like at least dozens of World of Warcraft maps, dozens of Final Fantasy maps. I don't know. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I mean, like you can even just put in like fantasy RPG sometimes, and like people have made literal like roleplay maps, like they roleplayed on for like one time that they uploaded that like looks like this.
Yeah. Here's what holds me back. I need to go before stream and test them to see if they have the good post-processing. And typically, when I wake up in the morning, I start getting ready at 9:40. I wanted to get ready at 9:30 today just to make sure like everything was ready and perfect. And so I had like 5 extra minutes to go to Breath of the Wild maps. When I finish walking, typically I'm fucking tired and fall asleep on whoever's joined me. And then when I wake up, I'm like, I guess I'm getting out of VR. And the last thing on my mind is, I should go to like 2 or 3 maps to check them out, see if they have good post-processing. I need a drink.
I'm sorry, you're not gonna be able to fall asleep on me because I gotta get to work after this. Gotta do some extra work today.
No, that's fine.
Not that I have like a literal job, but I have to help my parents with their farm today, so we gotta take care of that.
I mean, so I always want anybody to join on me, because any day where I have people like walking beside me or just like sitting beside me, to hear that extra voice just makes it so much easier. Some of them I fall asleep on after. Some of them, the moment stream's done, they're like, well, that was cool, bye. And then some of them, it's like,
cool.
It'll be like just the two of us, and it's like, I know how you are, and you know how I am.
Just the two of us.
I'm talking about taking clothes off and cuddling naked, and you're moving closer.
Okay, I'll see you later.
I was like, hang on, Zoe.
Hold on, I gotta catch up with my stuff. Where am I?
I'm like, yeah, some people I'm like, I know how you are, you know how I am, and you're like, yeah. And I'm like, he does not know where I'm going with this. Take off the shirt.
Jeez.
The shirt's off. But I'm putting it back on. I'm gonna go back and fucking clip that, Zoe. That was really funny to me.
Jesus.
I don't know, like,
oh man,
I don't even want to be like lewd with these people. Something about cuddling in VR is nice, but cuddling naked is just like, I enjoy this more. And it's not even like going anywhere. It's not like we're gonna start doing stuff. I'm literally just going to like be naked next to them and fall asleep. It is just, I don't know why, it's just more comfortable that way. We're across the bridge. We're gonna go down a small flight of stairs after this tunnel, turn left, and then we can see it. We're like 4 minutes.
I'm testing my 1 speed now for like the last couple of minutes just to see if how it will be. I think the 1 speed's actually pretty good. It's just a little
more on the heels.
If I started out with it, or if like it's, I feel like it's well, my heels feel better on a little bit faster. But the problem is if I did this the whole entire time, 1, I'd probably be dead. 2, what kind of like now that I have a little anchor, it helps a little bit, but I would have probably been freaking out a lot more.
Yeah. Do you have good walking shoes?
No. To be honest, I haven't owned a good pair of shoes except for like, or I haven't gotten a new good pair of shoes since before COVID. Because like I'll go out, but like not to that degree.
I got a pair of like heelless shoes. And the whole thing about these shoes is that they don't have a heel and they're made for walking. I haven't had a single foot problem. I've had like 2 calluses maybe over the whole time. And like,
Yeah, I'm barefooting this right now.
You're
But I like it, though.
barefooting
I like
it?
barefooting. Yeah.
Oh, I feel like that's gonna fucking burn. I have
Well, like I
those
said, I
shoes
wasn't going
on,
too quick, so.
and then I have I have 2 sets of socks on, so I have 2 socks on each foot. I remember reading a book called Turn Left at Machu Picchu fucking years ago for a book report. And the guy started, climbing through the mountains in Peru. And in doing so, he got like literal bloody blisters. And his guide was like,
Jesus.
you're going to need to tape up your feet for the next month. And also, you should be wearing multiple layers of socks to avoid that. And he was like, okay, cool. Glad to know at the end of the first day.
Oh, I don't like that at all. I mean, I know this is maybe not the right conversation, but like, I used to have warts and stuff on my feet because I don't know, you just get unlucky, I guess, when you go to pools or whatever. And it's just, whenever I think about anything foot related, I'm like, damn it, I couldn't imagine like having blisters and shit on my feet or whatever. God, it would suck so much.
They're not fun to get, obviously. I know how to deal with them now. I mean, I've known how to deal with them for years. You poke them with like a sewing
I'm trying
needle.
the 2-speed now.
Go for it. The end is right there.
I set it on a thing.
Okay. You poke it to drain it, and then you don't peel it. It solves itself. I also had a wart on my foot for a long time, and eventually I got like those patches that you keep them on your foot, and it like kind of melted off over 2 weeks. And it was like, wow, I should have done this a long time ago because I had this thing for like 8 years.
The same thing actually happened to me too, where it's like I had one for like 3 years, and I don't know if I was just lazy or if I just didn't understand how to get rid of them well. But I was just like, I just tried for like a week and it was gone, and I was like, oh, I'm a fucking asshole.
On one hand, it's like, yay, easy fix, but on the other, it's like, I did not need to struggle with that for that long. That green portal, that's the first raid of the expansion, and that's where we end. What are we at?
I almost got hit by that car.
I know. Dude, we got hit by like 7 of them throughout the video, and they stun you for a second. And this was like the 4th video I recorded. And so at first I was like, if I get hit by one of these guys, I reset. So I got hit by one of them at like 40 minutes, and I was like, fuck, I gotta reset. And then this was a video that taught me, nobody fucking cares. Just don't reset, just keep going. Just hit the walk button again. There's a lot of things that like...
hell no on the 2-speed, dude.
Time to make the speed 6. There was one time, my water bottle is in a cup holder right next to the where the speed settings are. And there was one time where I was putting my water away and accidentally hit the 5. And I was just like, I'm like leaning back to drink, and suddenly I'm like fucking just jogging. I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck happened? Ow. 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 Ow.
I mean, I got my I recalibrated my full body today, so I got something out of it.
Because like after the Steam VR update, I think they fucked with a couple things on me, so
oh,
my
dude,
legs feel like jello after that.
I've been like, for a while, I was starting 4 inches underground every time, and I was like, why is it doing this?
Oh. Dude, my hips are like screaming at me. They're like, "You've never walked in your life."
You want to make it worse? I got to do 20 squats. Really. I want to do more squats.
Nah, I got too much stuff I have to do today to wear myself out too much.
Okay. I wanted to start doing squats. I was like, we'll do the walk, and then I'll do 50 squats. And then the next day I did 50 squats again. And after that, it was like, I can't feel my legs for the next 5 days. So I was like, we're going to slowly work up to it. We did 10, then 15, now we're doing 20. And if it's a really hard day, I'm just like, fuck it. Nope, no squats today. 2. 3. 4.
Work!
What the fuck?
Work!
No.
Work!
It needs to squeak when you hit people.
Squat! Keep
Oh,
squatting!
wait.
Keep squatting!
Heck. Okay. 5.
Keep squatting!
6.
10 more!
I'm squatting. I lost count. Is that 8? 9.
I don't know.
10. Made you look. Oh my god. 11. 12. 13. I turned the music on for this world, and there's just no music. 14. 15. 16. 17. Any primers? 18.
This is what it's like to have a mute. You're welcome.
20.
Except I'm talking.
Okay. Oh, I have to fix my tracker, so don't look at me. Just look away, okay? Oh my god, the squats was like worse than the 6.7 miles.
Really?
Kind of. Hi, Zuby. It's 12:20. Is it like a Monday, or is it just a Monday? How was there no sound here? Whatever. What's the last thing I need to do? I need to update my title, and then I'm going to a world to lay down in. I don't know if you're coming with me.
No, I gotta do some stuff. I actually didn't even think. I thought we were just gonna go till like 12 or something. I thought it was gonna only be here like an hour. So
It's very variable in how long it goes, right? So sometimes it's exactly 5 miles, and I'm just in a mood where I'm like, I'm hungry, guys, so I'm gonna end. And it's a pretty short stream. And sometimes like I go 8 miles, and then I just get in a talking mood. So like the conversation we had earlier about basic human needs in video game lore, that's the type of conversation that'll keep me going an extra 3 hours. Yulin, can Bussy cure cancer? No. But it can make slowly dying from cancer a lot better. 7.7 miles. And now we rest. It all hits me at the end. I'm like, at the walk, I'm like, yeah, we're going good, we're going fine. Then the moment I get off the treadmill, I'm like, okay, I'm ready to lay down. Go another 5 miles? No.
Another 5.
I'm going to set a portal.
All right.
Actually, you're not coming with me through the
I'm
portal,
getting
so
the hell
I'm
out
just
of
going to say
here,
bye. Bye.
it's fine.
Thank you for joining me.
You're welcome. I'll see how my motivation ends up being, because I actually have to start getting up earlier for the next basically month.
Oh.
So I mean, if I get up earlier, then I guess that means if I get up early enough, I'll stop by. If I don't, then I'm just be like, okay, I'll stop at hi.
The room's
No,
always
but-
open to my friends, right? So it
Yeah.
if
But
you're ever even just
I need to
bored
work
and
out more.
even if you don't want to work out, even if you just want to like lay there and just be like, I want somebody to talk to when I'm up this morning.
You saw me. I'm people fat. I'm super people fat.
You're not fat.
I'm people bald.
I've literally
I'm people
seen you.
bald though.
Yeah, but you choose to do that. You just shave it yourself so that you don't have to deal with haircuts.
True.
Ah.
Oh wait, you wanna see something really goofy?
Oh. Oh.
It's just a desaturation that's on the model.
I mean, it makes sense, but like I'm just so used to thinking of like mime in black and white that I'm like, yeah, this is Zoe, and then you put the color on. I was like, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, because Originally, I was just gonna ask him to have it only had the desaturation on, but then I realized, oh shit, if I want to roleplay with this model, I probably should have it so he can look like a normal person still.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll see you. Thanks for having me.
Bye. I hope your stuff
You didn't
goes
have
really
to-
Luckily,
fast.
luckily you didn't have to see my crazy jumping around, because if we were walking around actual maps, that's all you'd be getting.
I am aware.
People have told me that bothers them, so I'm like, no. All right,
Bye.
have a good one, lad.
Yeah. Where are we going? We are going to... Do we just go to a small Wispy Woo map? Maybe we do. Oh! Never mind. There's a new Wispy Woo map. We are going there. We're going to Orchestar. Take my head pat, Sealand. Hell yeah. I need a head pats redeem. Work out then. He hops around because he's happy to be around you. I think Zoe just likes hopping around. When we were exploring Final Fantasy maps, they were a bouncy boy. Oh my god, guys. It's fucking Monday. Tomorrow is the fucking World of Warcraft day. Let's see if I can... Do you see through that? No, you don't. Okay. We can actually explore this. This is a really low ceiling. I can literally put my hand in it. I do need to turn it down, though. This is kind of fucking cool. What the... I see. Can I go up here? No. You're a WoW day? Damn, wish Elend would hop on my lap. Okay. Could you guys have a bed like this? Like a bed on an edge that looks over the rest of your room? Something about this just, like, feels too decadent and, like, you think too highly of yourself, in my mind. Ooh, ooh. Is this like a couch? Yeah, it is. I don't know where to lay down. Everywhere's like, this is good. No, that's good. No, this is good. We're gonna lay on the zebra print. Mummy's lap is reserved for you, and let's fucking go! I need to turn the camera back on. I've done the title. I've done the squats. I flipped the trackers. I think I just remembered everything. Oh. Oh, that's so comfy. Where are we? I need to be here. Hell yeah. Although I think I missed some messages. I actually didn't notice that. It's for the small cuties avatars. Holy Spacefish would love this place. Yeah, this place kind of seems made for her. Piano key staircase. I do to have more space. I'd rather my bed be in a completely separate room, specifically only fitting the bed and nothing else. I don't disagree with that. Shit, I've never thought about that, but like I like having like my living space and then my bed in a different room. I gotta open up Twitch so I can see who's live. Oh, she's playing Inkbound. Euland, I found a werewolf femboy? Hell yeah! Turn the vest off. Turn the shoes off. Do you guys hear the music of this place? Do you hear like the piano going in the background? I like everything separate but in the same room. You don't hear it? I need to turn it up then. It's a little quiet. That should be better. I think this might be the same skybox as the one in their starry sphere. Which is fine because it's a pretty skybox. It's in the neat section? Okay. We went 7.7 miles. We were at like 4.7 and we got a long video. That doesn't happen too often lately. Alright, I can join Yulin's Discord now. What was preventing you from joining it before? Was it the link was dead? Because I think I fixed that. I ran out of nitro? Hang on. Oh, okay. I was like, you don't need nitro to join a Discord, huh? But you probably need nitro if you're at the limit and want to join more. This I understand. I'm deaf at the limit. Make it happen more lately so you get hotter quicker. I do like long days. I do like it when, I like long days, especially when I have people with me, and it's like, holy shit, we've already gone this far. Like, when the treadmill stopped, I wasn't ready for it at all. When it stopped at 4.1, I was like, what the fuck do you mean we've already gone 4 miles? There's no way. And, I really like it when I'm just having that much fun that time flies. There's days where I'm like, how far have we gone? 1.8? Oh boy. Oh no. I like the end of long days. Yulin, can the bussy cure my mental illness? No. Only you can or nothing can at all. And some mental illnesses just don't have cures. But bussy might help. I could fall asleep in this map. If I had like Hunt or Rain here with me, I feel like I would have already fallen asleep. Oh my gosh. Just walking home with your back hurting and it's quiet and a bit windy. At the end of a long day. If it's the end of a long day, I don't consider it the end until after that walk. Because while I enjoy walking on a treadmill, I hate walking outside. I remember, like, bubbles in space. I remember I'd have, like, long days at Tech Systems, and I'd literally be walking home to my apartment across the street, and there were days where it was just, like, it was fucking hot, or it was raining, and it was just, like, I don't feel like I'm done till I'm through the door. Yulin, can the bussy bring world peace? I don't think anything can bring world peace. I feel like there's too much hatred going around that it's just never gonna happen. Maybe someday. Maybe it all goes so wrong in World War III that we decide, nope, one government, not doing this anymore. I enjoy walking outside. If the sidewalk isn't a roller coaster. See, I have really bad allergies. So I hate fucking walking outside. Because typically, even walking 5 minutes outside means I'm sniffling and I have a nose full of... So, I hate walking outside. I also, like, I'm so pale and white, I burn in 5 minutes of sunlight. So I will literally go outside, and after like 3 minutes, I'll feel the skin on my arms tightening. And I very much dislike that. Oh, spring is terrible for me. Hate going outside. It's the worst. Pale and white indoors, Yulin. Yes. Yes. I want to look like a porcelain doll. I'm like pale and brown. It's weird. I get toasted. COVID in spring was hell. I feel bad because obviously COVID was really rough for a lot of people. COVID was like 2 of the best years of my life. Like, not having to go to work, finding a system of work where I would grind out fates in Final Fantasy while keeping up productivity and all the Stream Raiders I played. The 2 years of lockdown was genuinely like just good for me. It just felt like I'm living my best life. I had to leave my apartment like 5 times. It was awesome. And I feel really bad and guilty for that. Because like COVID was awful. It was so bad for so many people. And I'm like, shit, man, I wish I could have shared my experience. Eland is a vampire. COVID was the worst and not because of COVID. We make Eland eat some garlic bread and see how he reacts. Joke's on you, I fucking like garlic bread. Lockdown was hard on my education. It was much more expensive too. I also got dumped. That fucking blows, Pixel. For a hermit like me that doesn't like leaving the house, it was like, not only do people not expect me to, I'm supposed to not leave the house. When people were like, let's give a round of applause for all the heroes out there sacrificing and staying inside and getting their groceries delivered, it was like literally the picture of from The Office where the CEO is giving Michael the handshake, and Michael has no idea what he's done because he's like, I thought this is just what I wanted to do. You know what? Ungarlics your bread. Joke's on you. I'd still like the bread. But then I found VTubers, so it all worked out easy. COVID was pretty normal for me. Then again, working in wards and getting in a bajillion vaccines and signing NDAs was wild to me. Ungarlic butters your bread. Hang on. I still want the butter. Hang on. Leave that. Put that back. Put it fucking back. The second lockdown was when it all started. So yeah, I did leave more than most, but there was nothing there probably scared a lot of people. When the first lockdown happened, I had technically had COVID once already. It spread to Dallas really fast, and like I didn't even know I had it when I had it. I just lost my sense of taste, and I was like, man, this is miserable because I really like the taste of milk and other foods, and I just wasn't tasting anything for 2 weeks. But I kept going to work not knowing what it was, and it seemed like most people in my office had the same experience. I don't think we lost anybody. In March, they said, COVID's happening, go home. And this was right when I was like, oh shit, this is killing people. People are, people are dying because of this. And I literally was like, I went to my supervisor, like, are we doing anything for COVID? Are we doing anything for lockdowns? And my supervisor was like, I think so. And then like that day we got an email that was like, everybody go home, take your laptop home, take any monitors you need home, just do your work from home. And it was like, cool, fine. And that went on for a year. And I was like, this is the fucking best thing ever. I never want to go back. And then they were like, we're going back. You're going to need to be in the office 2 days a week. And we did that for a week and a half. And the second lockdown happened. And so literally I went in for a Tuesday, a Thursday, and a Tuesday. And I was like, this fucking sucks. I hate this. I want to go home. And then they were like, all right, go home. We're doing another lockdown. And it was like, oh, yay. And we stayed home for another year. Second lockdown, I read that. I've never been able to get the COVID despite being forced to work retail through the whole thing. I never had COVID, got something worse. Surprisingly, I never got it while working in it all day. I think the term is asymptomatic, where you just don't show symptoms, right? Yulin gets what he wants. Sometimes I get what I want. There's a lot of things where, like, I have a problem, I don't do anything to solve it, and it works itself out. There's a lot of times where I have a problem, I don't do anything to solve it, and it bites me in the fucking ass. But that's the roulette you play. My legs are sore. But they're like the good sore because they're propped up on the beanbag that I'm just like, comfy. I'm pretty sure it was asymptomatic. Being asymptomatic or lightly symptomatic is way scarier with compromised peeps in the house. Yeah. I didn't know what the symptoms were at all. I'd like heard of COVID, but to me it was like the same as like Ebola or all the other viruses. It was like, oh, there's something really bad going on in Houston. This is gonna kill 8 people. And I was like, damn, that sucks. Like, I had heard of it, but I didn't think it was any worse than like Ebola or anything. And then I had it. I literally lost my sense of taste and had no fucking clue it was COVID. I didn't know what the symptoms were at all. Got my sense of taste back, and I was like, that was weird. Must have been a bad cold. Glad I can taste things again. And then I saw a TikTok video where this girl's like, oh my god, we have all the symptoms of COVID, but we're going to Disneyland. Everybody's making fun of them. And it was like, if you have the symptoms this, and this, it's COVID. And the first thing was like loss of taste. And I was like, oh, wait, that's what I had. Oh, shit. One of my friends has really bad long COVID. That sucks. Everything was COVID at the time. Even my case, I was sent to test a COVID. It was really scary. And like, a lot of people are asymptomatic. They don't know they get it. Or it's like something so minor that it's just an inconvenience. It's the people that, like, if you're compromised, that it fucking kills. Or if you're not even compromised, you just have, a bad run of it and get something like long COVID or die. It sucks ass for them. And so people are sitting there like, it has a less than a 1% fatality rate. It's like, that's a lot of people that we don't want to die. Even if 99% are asymptomatic, to be like, oh yeah, I'm just okay with 3.3 million people in the country dying. Cold of the week, it's like, what the fuck? What are you talking about? I mean, has got it 3 times, just wrecked her? Everything, yeah. Dying is not good. RC Kagamin? Okay. I feel like this is a difficult name to pronounce. I'm so sorry. If I say it wrong, please correct me. Hi, RC Kagamin. Thank you for the follow. Arcika? Arcika Gaming, I'm an idiot. Hi, Arcika. Oh my god, I feel so dumb right now. Hello from the Netherlands, and how are you? I'm tired. I walked 7.7 miles. I'm in the rest phase where I just lay in my beanbag and chill out with stream now. It's Monday. I'm kind of like, oh, there's nothing to do today. But tomorrow there's a World of Warcraft patch, and I'm excited for that. I'm actually surprised I didn't get it. I was on hospital constantly, and my immune system was all-time low. Man, this gets me every time. The stuff I witness would last me a lifetime. No, I remember seeing a story of somebody who has long COVID that just everything tastes like sewage to her now. Like, every food, every drink, it just tastes like sewage. And, like, she's lost something like 60 or 70 pounds because it's just such a fight to eat anything now. And that sounds so miserable. Yeah, long COVID. And just, like, her lung capacity is back, right? She can now, oh. Hi, Random Ansem. Thank you for the follow. So it's like Random Ansam, right? Or it's putting two words together like Random Mansan. Why am I so dumb right now? Every death might not be seen bad, but each death has people who knew them or meet amid dying. Death affects those who die and knew the person. It hurts the living just as much, if not more, than dead. So when you look at it as a statistic, like only 1%, that's not that many. But when you look at it like each single death mattered, like each one of those had a family, each one of those had a set of parents, each one of those potentially had children. That's brutal. Just a little bit dyslexic. A little bit. 7.7 miles did that. It was also 7.7 miles at 4 degrees of incline. Thanks to Kayla. How many calories can I see? 877 calories. I saw another thing with long COVID where this guy, he would just like get up from a chair and be winded. And it's like, man, if you were somebody that was athletic before, if you were like, oh, I love to, ride my bike 10 miles a day. I love to do marathons once a month. And now it's just like, I get tired getting up. That sucks. Nearly half of your daily intake for calories. Your father was like that. Here's the thing, Lamb. I've been losing so many calories and I've lost so much weight. My body is just in a state of hold on to every single calorie possible. So I can eat a burrito that's like 500 calories and I'll go up a pound. And I'm like, shit, I literally am at the point where I have to fucking starve myself to lose weight still. Even though I still have this fucking fat pack belly, my body's just lost so much so quickly that it's like, hang on to it. Hang on to everything. But it was because he got my thing, but on steroids? Oh. Is he better or is he still like that? You said was, so I'm assuming he's better. Avoid burning proteins? What do you mean avoid burning proteins? So the other day, when we got bullied by Lele, Proxy, and Matthews, we burned so many calories that I went down like 2 pounds. And then I had 2 burritos that day because I didn't want the meat to go bad. It had been in the fridge for this was the 4th day. So I was like, I'll have 2 burritos. And I went up 2 pounds from that. I was like, what? This should not have been that many calories. Why did I go up so much weight from this? And so I'm at a point where literally every little bite of food, I can see the difference in my weight going up massively up and barely down if I don't eat it. It's like, ugh, I hate this. So Yuli poops and loses 10 pounds. No, actually. God, I fucking wish, though. He's better, but he was hospitalized a ton of times and came out with the same surgical scar as mine, and one down almost all his chest and the 2 he had. Oh, jeez. I just feel better? Yeah, usually. A couple days ago, I actually had something wrong with my stomach where, it just felt like my intestines were bruised. And so it felt like, along with the stuff going through me, there was a fucking wrench just, banging around my intestines. And so, going to the bathroom was super not fun for, 2 or 3 days. But that's kind of past. Hi tree. Is Jan a tree? That's funny to me. Ah. I could fall asleep here so easily. Your body goes through stages of metabolism. First it burns carbs, then fats, then proteins. When short of carbs and fats. It burns sugars first, right? And so, or maybe it burns sugars last. I know sugar's bad for losing weight. Losing weight doesn't necessarily mean losing calories. You can also lose by sweating and peeing, also poop. Yeah. It will burn muscles first? Oh. It affects his lungs and heart. So the huge scar was because of the heart surgery? Oh, damn. Carbs equal sugars and starches? Okay. I don't know. I don't have anything else for burritos right now. I have plenty of food, but it's all like snack food. So I have bagels, yogurt, and beans. Which beans isn't really snack food, but I don't know. I'm gonna see what weight I am after the walk. If I'm 165, I'm gonna okay, I'm just not gonna eat today. Maybe something real small, like a single bagel. But I got down to 163. I was really happy, and the next day I was right back up to 165, and I was like, what the fuck happened? Body burns muscles under certain straining conditions, aka when you're caloric deficit. Okay, sugars are bad when we're talking about sugars that are we like in Kool-Aid and shit. That's freedom units, though. The 2 was because of medication, I think. I'm not real sure. I just know he started getting fatter because of liquids that were building up. Yeah. A lot of people had to go on ventilators, and that looked rough. Okay, we're talking food, and I'm hungry. I think I might end there. Let's find somebody to read. But I'm not gonna fall asleep. I don't have people to fall asleep on, so I'm actually just gonna go shower. We got plenty sweaty today. Where is our behavior? Look at me. Anchor. World. That's a pretty shot. Shower. Then I'll let you fall asleep. You'll let me fall asleep. Holy cow, Safi. That's so forward. Yeah, take a bath, Stinky. I know. I'm stinky. I get stinky every day. Where are we going? Let's see. We haven't rated Mrs. in a while. They're playing Wedding Witch. Let's go there. I have no idea what Wedding Witch is. Did I get the right one? I sure did. Thank you, everybody, for keeping me company. Let's go check out the Bird Witch Mrs. They're super nice. We did 7.7 miles. I'm gonna go shower. I love you. Bye.
do like a little bit easier so we can get through, I guess.